informative and contains my opinion and understanding of the subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hi everyone. Happy Friday. I want to see who wants to research with me. I still got to get my camera fixed. I feel like I look like I'm sick or something in this. Hold on, let me see if I could turn my light down or something. Oh, I don't think that made it better. Oh, there we go. That might be a little better. Who cares? I'm here. That's what matters. All right. Let me see. Oh, we already have 3 people already. Look at that. And we just started. I didn't even put anything out there saying I was going live. So who's here with me? And do I sound okay? I realized from my, from going back, hi friend. I realized from going back that I have to put my mic closer. So let's try that. Let's see what happens. All right, while we're waiting for people, I'm going to pull up our Google Trends. Oh, also, if you saw my video that I put out, I do apologize. So the one, not last one, but the one before, you have to put it on like 0.8 for it to be normal speed. And no, 0.9 to be normal speed for the Google Trends. Hello. And for, welcome, come on in. And for the video, the other video I put out, you have to put it on 0.8. I really do apologize. That wasn't on purpose. I did that by accident. It was taking me forever to edit the videos, so I put it on a higher speed because you rewatch it 1,000 times. Hi, Truth. Hi, DM. Mark's here. Wait, you guys, this live is brought to you by Mark and Miss Lucy Day. So Lucy, if you come in, thank you. Mark, thank you. I didn't know if I was going to go live. And then I got a message from Buy Me a Coffee. Hi, Extreme Blonde. I got a message from Buy Me a Coffee. So I'm here tonight because Mark and Miss Lucy Day bought me a coffee, and I was like, I'm going to go live because that was really cool. So I'm on their coffee dime right now. How about that? Extreme Blonde, I love your hair. I mean, I guess that's the whole point of having Extreme Blonde as part of your name. Amazing. Fabulous. All right. Hey, Mr. Mark. Thank you, Mark. I do appreciate you. And Miss Lucy Day, if you're in here, I thank you too. And if you're not in here, I hope you see this soon so that you are in here. Hopefully Sarah joins. I didn't realize I was going live, so I don't have anything like waiting. She said laugh out loud, yes. I was like, oh my gosh, look at her hair. And then I thought, I've read your name and I'm like, okay, that's probably the whole thing here. Blondes, they think blondes have more fun, but us redheads, I'm just kidding. I'm such a nerd. I'm like, I don't do anything that fun. All right, let me share my screen. Google Trends. My big, like, crazy night, you want to hear this, is when I get in the mood for soup and Wawa doesn't have the soup that I want. Truth can tell you, I go a little bit crazy and I'll go drive around Philadelphia and I'll find, oh, look, we have a brunette. I'll find a Wawa that has the soup I like. And the last time, Truth, what did I do? Oh my God, you guys. I bought $100 by accident. It wasn't on purpose. But, oh, you do mental health, Extreme Blonde. We're going to have to talk about that. But anyway, I bought $100 worth of soup by accident. It wasn't on purpose. It kept saying that it didn't go through. So I kept putting it through again. And it would say like, oh, you know, like declined or something. I'm like, why is it declining? That's ridiculous. So I kept putting it through. Wawa took it off of their menu so that I would stop doing it. And when I went in, they were like, oh my God, you're the one. Hang on. Yeah, she got, no, not $10 worth of soup, $100 worth of soup. James, how are you? Oh, James, I miss seeing you. Yes, I am, DM. They're in your family too. Nice. Yes, DM. I also teach psychology, and James is one of my students. So I must be a pretty okay teacher if I have. Oh, Corey's here too, you guys. 2 of the 11 people in here right now are my students. So that just goes to show you that, you know, I really do put a lot of passion in what do I do. Corey, I was just thinking about you today. I swear to God, I almost texted you. Wait, Corey, what was I listening to today that made me think of you? Let's see how good my students know me. Let's see, let's see. Corey knows me well enough. I'll just send Corey like random like verses and he'll like laugh because he knows what I'm doing. But I bet you Corey gets this right. Corey, what was I listening to today that I thought of you? Yes, a Millie. He not only got Little Wayne right, but he got a Millie. Yes. I love my students. Okay, let's go to Google Trends. Oh, I miss you guys. James, I miss seeing you too. Please raise your microphone because it's quite low. See, that's you guys, my whole system sucks. I need a whole new thing. Hold on, let me see. Is it still low? I have it as close as I could possibly get it. I think it's as close as I could possibly get it without putting it like right on there. Is that a little bit better, hopefully? I'll try to talk louder too. I've never had anybody tell me that I had to be louder before. I'm literally so loud in class and stuff. Like I wouldn't need a microphone if we were at an event. So it's funny to me because nobody ever tells me that I have to be louder. I actually love that. So let's go to Google Trends. Let me see. I'm going to add this to the stage. All right. So I put out weeks 1 and 2. So what I decided to do was, not everybody out there are research people like we are. So the people that are joining my lives today or the past few weeks know that when they're joining the live that they're here to participate in a Google Trend. So I don't know if anybody noticed, but my for my lives, I've been putting up like Google Trends, but I have to change like the background color or something so that people know that they're new Google Trend pictures. So I'll take screenshots of the ones that like we have big hits on. And then when I make the covers of my lives or even of my videos, if you see any with Google Trends on the front, it's literally what we learned that week. So I pull from the things that we found. So there's a lot of like Pappa Rodger stuff, but that way people see it. And then that way also, so that you guys know how much I appreciate you, I wanted to add you in there like that. So somebody let me know if Miss Lucy comes because I want to properly thank her. Or Richard or Mark. Thank you, all 3 of you, for buying me coffees. I am caffeinated because of you. All right, so what should we look up first, you guys? Put some stuff in there. Oh, Mark, you're so sweet. What should we, I'm trying to think of what were things that, wait, let me try something. Let's put in, let's start with, oh, somebody told me, hold on. Madison Mogan. Is it Ian? I think it is. Yes, Madison Mogan. Oh, Madison May Mogan. Let me put that in. So why I'm asking is, I was wondering if he started to follow them on like social media. I'm wondering what were their, do we know the like the names that they went by? Like how the minds behind true crime. That would have been like a good search term if we were, I mean, hopefully nobody's ever looking up my Google Trends because we're on true crime. Let's just hope that doesn't happen. Wait, I'm going to do comparative Madison May Mogan and see what happens. All right, here we go. Oh, also I noticed that every now and then, and I said this last time too, but make sure people tell me if there's something, if I spell something wrong, if there's something I need to look up, anything. And then truth, I have my phone right here. Oh, Extreme Blonde, hi. You guys, I can't believe I did this, but I went on Discord. I swore that I would never go on Discord again because it got crazy like a few years ago when I was on. So I deleted the whole thing and I swore I would never go on Discord again. But then every week when I see people in Daniel's show, they talk about going in Discord. So I finally re-downloaded it. So I haven't really been on there longer than like a minute, but I've been there for a minute. All right, so look, we have hits over here for Madison May Mogan and Maddie. No, we don't have a hit for Madison May Mogan. We have hits for Madison Mogan. How about Maddie Mogan? Oh, did she go by Maddie or I think so. Let's just see. The worst that can happen is nothing. All right, so we're not getting anything there, but did anybody notice that when I changed it, we now got a hit on Madison May Mogan? So sometimes, just in case you're ever doing this, go in and put other things, because it could just be that like Madison, May, and Mogan were all considered popular names. So, you know what I mean? So I'm sure there's another Madison Mogan somewhere. But when I put it in and it understood, it then popped out. And not only did it pop stuff or spit stuff out for us, but it's doing it at 100%. What I didn't do here was put in a specific thing. So let me do that. Where is it? Here we go. No, not the past day. Why isn't it letting me do? Hold on, you guys. That's weird. I have to go down further, and it's giving me a hard time. Hold on, can I get rid of this? What's going on? No, I don't want to do the past 5 years. Let me see if I do that, if it'll let me go back. Oh my gosh, where is the button? Or, wait, let me make this smaller. I will find this, you guys. I will not give up. Let me make this smaller. Oh, here we go. See, I know it. All right, here we go. Oh no, it's still not there, you guys. Where is the thing for where we could put in what we want? That's weird. And I made it smaller, so I don't think it's my computer. What is going on? Look, I'm putting it all the way out to sea. Custom time range, it is there. Whew. Oh, but wait, before we go to the custom time range, when is this? So December 11th, November 27th. What's this date? The one in blue. And truth, just text me if anybody's writing anything, because I can't see both screens. So November 13th. There, wait, look, we have a hit over here. I don't know if anybody sees this little thing, but you have to make sure that you look really good. So July 4th to July 10th of 2021. Again, this isn't really meaning anything to me because somebody could have like ran into her or met her somewhere. See, look, it's over here. That's another. I'm glad I came down here. However, we do have Idaho as one of the places. So let me see if I narrow it. Oh, look at that, you guys. Oh, look, in Gongkong. Wow. All right, hold on. Let me go open in a new tab. I'm going to open these in a new tab so that I don't forget. And after this, we can. So we're going to open up Kaylee and Zana in a new tab. And then over here for a subregion, we are going to go to city and see if we can get a city. We have a city, Moscow. Oh, there you go. And then Boise. Moscow's 100% interest though, which means that somebody was definitely searching her in Moscow. So let's see. And that was back as far as we have Maddie Mogan from January to February. Well, the end of January to beginning of February. And then July 4th to the 10th, you guys. Why is this one important? Madison May Mogan. Oh, wow. I'm so glad. Wait, you guys, I'm going to have to get a t-shirt made with the words, oh, wow, because I say it so many times when I'm like running these back and I'm making clips of our lives, because our lives will wind up being long and not everybody can sit through those Google Trend lives. You know what I mean? I get that. So I go back and I started making like 30 to an hour, minute long, depending on how long our live went. And giving people like the highlights. So this is definitely going in the highlights. So over here, take note that it says July 4th to July 10th. That's 2021. Oh, wow. So wait, hold on. I put everything in there anyway, just so you guys know. But let's see here. Hold on, let me check and make sure. All right, good. I don't have any text yet, so I'm not missing anything. Let's look up Xana real quick. This is the past 5 years. So I didn't put in the custom time range, so let me do that. So we're going to do 22, and we're going to put in, I do want to see July, because if you guys remember, the pool party was in July, and we're going to go up to the end of November, and let's see what happens. Why isn't it going? There we go. Sometimes it wants you to put the zero before the number, and sometimes it doesn't. All right, so what do we have over here? So the first hit we get over here is not even the 13th. So for Xana, we have a hit on the 15th and in Idaho. So that's the big place over here. So let me go to Kaylee real quick. I should have just put them all in the same one. Oh, look at here real quick. This is over the past 5 years. Kaylee's got a lot. Oh, look, oh, November. Well, that's when it happened. But look at all these going back. Wow. So there's a lot here for Kaylee. Again, wait, you guys, how weird is this? So Kaylee's goes back, or has a spike at the same time that Maddie's did in January. That's weird. Or maybe it was like the end of January. It was around the same time. Okay, so let me go over here and, oh, that's just her last name. See, this is why I have to make sure that I'm paying attention. All right, we're gonna put in compare, and we're gonna do, we didn't do their names last time. I couldn't believe it. We did it the time before. Oh no, where did my thing go? Let me go to Madison Mogan so that I can have them all together. I already have Maddie on here. So we're gonna do. Did I spell that wrong? GoncaLbes. Boom. And then we're going to put in, oh, I see a lot right there. Hold on. Oh, but we have the past 5 years, so. KERNDLE. This is the stuff that I go like past when I'm making our breakouts. Oh my gosh, you guys, look at this. Hold on. Okay, so I could see why they would be searched then. We want to see if they were searched before. Okay, so over here, we're still in the past 5 years. We're going to custom range this. We're going to do the same thing we did in the other one. We're going to do it from 7/1 to, let's do it to the day of, instead of the end of the month. All right, let's see what happens. So this is going back from July to the day, oh wow, to the day of the murders. So on November 3rd, 2022, we have a hit for Kaylee. Let's see where it was. The District of Columbia. Okay, let's see subregion. If there's not enough of a trend, it won't give you this up. See, look, your search doesn't have enough data. Okay, so then let's do this. Let's go back up here, and instead of doing the United States, we're going to do Washington and see if anything changes. And it does. Okay, so this is why you guys have to play around with it, because if you just put it, like if we just took that and we were like, oh no, there's nothing there, and then we went and moved on, we would have never found anything. So you just have to go in and tweak something sometimes, and you'll sometimes get a hit. You never know. So over here on November 2nd of 2022, we have a hit for Xana, and that's before the crime, and that's in Washington. I think Xana's sister went to school in Washington. Could it be that, you know, her sister put her name in at some point? I have no idea. So I do want to put that out there. I am not claiming to say that this is what Bryan Kohberger himself searched. This is saying that there was a trend in Washington. I don't know who else was searching them in Washington, but could there have been? Absolutely. So for people that are like, that come for me for that shit, save your breath. I don't care. I mean, I care about the victims. I don't care about somebody bitching. I told somebody the other day, I'm like, there's like a million other YouTubes that you could be watching right now. I don't know why you're wasting your time bitching to me, because I don't care. So how about that? I know that sounds terrible, but look at here. We have July 13th. When was the pool party? Wasn't it the 12th? Or was it the 9th? It was either the 9th or the 12th. Somebody let me know if you know when the pool party was. I'm actually going to go back to StreamYard real quick. Dylan and Kohberger were both on Yik Yak. I saw that, you guys. Oh, Mad Greek. See, my thing would be with Mad Greek. All right, so let me tell you why I would be a little hesitant with Mad Greek, because anybody that has eaten out before knows that how many of us, we go to order food and we put in the number, or we need the number, so we put it in to Google and stuff like that. So that's the only thing. If I can put in Mad Greek and see if anybody was looking it up in Washington, maybe that would be more of a trend than somebody, hi Sirius, than somebody Let's see. I'll put it in. Let's see what happens. But everybody keep in mind that I am well aware that this could be. So for, again, if anybody tries to come for me, not that I don't really care, but all right, Mad Greek. Oh, I was actually expecting there to be more. Did I not spell that right? Let me see. Katie's Cup of Joe. Let's do Katie's Cup of Joe. We'll add it. And let me see, let me make sure. Yeah, I spelled Mad Greek right. So Mad Greek actually wasn't coming up. How about that? At least not in Washington. So let me just add real quick. What hit did we get? We have the blue one up here. So we'll get rid of the red and we'll put in, what was it? Cup of Joe? It was Kate's Cup of Joe. Let's put in Kate's Cup. Is it Ojo or of Joe? Let me see. I don't know why I just forgot that. It's of Joe. Here we go. Let's see what happens. Oh, look, you guys. So we do get a hit there. And this is in, just so you guys know, this is in Washington. And this is between July 1st, 2022 and the date of the murders. So we have on July 13th, we have Kaylee being searched. Didn't I say Xana was searched right around there? All right, that one's too big. I'm going to get rid of that one. Okay, over here. So then Maddie was searched on August 24th. Then, and this is in Washington. And again, you guys, this wouldn't be a one-time search because that wouldn't be considered a trend. So just from teaching research methods, I could tell you that when I teach about trends, you have to have enough of something occurring over time in order for it to be considered a trend. So a one-off or a two-off isn't usually enough to make it a trend, especially with like the World Wide Web, right? So it means that there had to be enough searches that it became a trend. So we have Kate's Cup of Joe on October 13th. And if anybody thinks that these dates mean anything, please let me know, because I know that in Dateline they gave a bunch of dates. And then the other day I rewatched something from Plunder, who also gave a bunch of dates, and I took notes, but I don't know where I put them. Then we have November. I mean, I know that I have them. I just don't have them with me right this second. November 2nd, 2022, Xana was looked up. So it looks like everybody that I put in was looked up at some point, not on the same dates. But again, this is in Washington, so let's break it down and see what it says. Let's see if it'll give us cities. If it doesn't, it just means that it wasn't searched that much. Yeah, see? So there's not enough data. So there was enough data to tell us that, look, even down here, there's not enough data. Oh, for the Mad Greek, there is. I'll go back to the Mad Greek. I'm just seeing. Okay, let's go to the Mad Greek. And we don't want to do rising. We want to do top. So Mad Greek, Moscow, and Mad Greek, Moscow, Idaho. And Taki's Mad Greek? Okay. All right, let's look over here and see if they'll give us a city. We have a city. So we have Seattle is where it was coming from. Okay. So wait, let me go back and see if you guys have anything over here. You wonder if he searched Israel Keys? I don't know. We could put that in. I don't know what it would tell us though, because I don't know if it would tell us that, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like if he is, I feel like if he's like looking up the girls or something like that, right? That's one thing, but it's kind of like with the name of the restaurant, 1122 King Road. All right, let's do that one. So let's take out, what can we take out? Let's take out the Mad Greek, I guess. Well, wait, before I do that, let's go to Idaho and see if they were being searched there. No. Okay, now that's weird to me, you guys, okay? Look, so the number one interest for Madison Mogen is in Spokane, Washington. Wow. So, and then the Mad Greek. So somebody searched. Or no, this is the Mad. Oh no, it says interest for Madison Mogen. Let's see if we put in city, what happens. I'm glad I looked at this before I went. See, so there's not even enough data to keep going after that. So I'm going to take out Mad Greek real quick. And we're going to put in the address. And I think before we put in King Road, but we also put in Queen Road because I think that it technically says Queen Road. All right, look, so nobody in Moscow is looking up the address even. Let me just make sure that sometimes I feel like the capitalization works. So let me just make sure because I would feel real bad. And then I think we also put in the one time when we did get a hit, we put in Kings Road, Moscow. No. All right, so we're not getting a hit there. So we're in Idaho. Let's go to Washington. And then we'll go to the United States. Okay, look at this, you guys. See, this is why I keep coming back to do Google Trends because we just looked that up and it just showed you. And I was even skeptical myself, right? Pennsylvania Post. Wait, what is that? Or put in Pennsylvania. Oh, Post 1122. Smart one. We'll definitely do that. Yes. Yeah. So anyway, he did have a lot of cruising. He definitely had a lot of cruising, which is why sometimes you'll see stuff in Idaho. But here, the reason why I get so interested in this is because we see here that it's not Idaho where he gets the hit. I'm going so close to here to get like on the mic that I just realized that my face is like all the way up in the camera. So there you go. You guys got to see my face real close. Did they drive across country? Does that include those miles? No, I don't. Well, they did drive across country, but I don't know if that include those miles. Truth would know though. So over here, you guys, when I looked in Washington, so again, remember, we just did Idaho and got nothing. When we go to Washington, Kaylee comes up on the 13th of July, which is right after. Oh, where was the pool party at? We'll look that up. The Grove. Maddie Mogan comes up on August 24th. And again, this is in Washington. October 13th, that's weird. We have two 13ths. And then that's so weird, you guys. Look at this. July 13th, October 13th, and then we know what happens on November 13th. And then November 2nd, then again. So again, you guys, this is interesting to me because this didn't come up for Idaho, and that's where they were at. So let's just do the United States in general. Look at this. So in general, we have 100% for Kaylee. Wow. Okay, let's see where at. I think that was at the District of Columbia, but let me just make sure. Oh, look at that. Zana over here. Wait, let me see if, oh no, there wasn't enough data. I thought that was going to give us something. So for Kaylee, let's do, no, that's for Maddie. So there's actually not enough data for Kaylee. Look. So the only thing that there's enough data for is nothing actually over here, is this right here. Kaylee was searched on November 3rd. That's crazy, you guys. So let's look up the date. Well, not look up. Well, first let me put in Pennsylvania. Oh no, he wasn't in Pennsylvania then. We're going to change the date and see if he looked it up after. That's what we were doing. So we'll do 11/13, even though he didn't. So the reason I'm still putting in 11/13, even though he wasn't in Pennsylvania then, is because I want you guys to see that there are certain dates that we should expect there to be a spike. So in everything, there should be a spike around 12/30 because that's the day he gets arrested. And again, why do we want to know that? Because as a teacher, I would say, or as a researcher even, that's when you know that you have different, or that you have more reliable data, is if you see the trends when you should see, look right there, when you should expect them. So December 30th, everybody take notice that on December 30th, Maddie, Kaylee, Zana, and even King Road. Let's put in, instead of the Cup of Joe, we're going to put in Bryan. Okay. So look at that. So we have 100% on December 30th for Bryan Kohberger. Okay. So that's crazy. So, and less than 1% for the King Roadhouse. Why is that important to me? Because we got a big hit on the King Roadhouse. in a different one, right? So I could show you. Hold on. I'll show you in 1 second when we get to it. I'm afraid to like go off of this. Let's see what this is real quick. I think this is for Bryan. All right, so the red is for Bryan. So let's look over here and we have Boise. Oh, look at that. You guys, I'm starting to think that Kaylee might have been the target. All right, hear me out and tell me what you guys think about this. So I was saying that, oh wait, look at that. Percentages calculated out of all 5 terms in post fall. So it searches against the other terms, but it's telling you that of these terms that this is what we found. So 60% was for Bryan, 40% for Kaylee. Over here we have 27% for Bryan. Let's see if we have that's post falls. What's this over here? Moscow. So in Moscow, you guys, we have 53% for Bryan, 20% for Maddie, and 27% for Kaylee. So let me tell you my theory again, and let me see what any of you guys have to say about this, because I really do want your opinion on this. But I was like so sure that Maddie was the target. But then when I started looking back and I saw the pictures of the girls that were in his phone. Okay, so the girls that are in his phone, let me see if I have any of them available real quick so I could show you. I think I do. So the girls from his phone on the Dateline that I went to, I noticed that not only did they all look like alike in certain ways, but even further than that, I noticed that, oh well, I have a lot of things here, you guys, that we could probably go over. I didn't realize I had all this stuff. Oh no. I'm trying to get to the pictures of the girls because you're going to see a huge, what I had to like stop the Dateline and go back and start taking pictures because I was like, this is weird. Like they literally, there's like a huge like trend, if you'll see. Let me just get to the picture so I don't show my entire thing here. I have a lot of cool pictures. Maybe one night I'll like take all the pictures out that I took of the different posts. Oh, I know something we could look up. He looked up, I'm glad that I just looked back on my pictures. He looked up Moscow, Idaho homicides. So we could go and we could search that so that you guys could see the trend on that one. Come on, where's these pictures at? Oh my gosh, I must take a lot of pictures. I swear I just took these pictures the other day and I'm like all the way back in my camera. Maybe I don't have them here then. I thought I did. Anyway, so I'll have to get them like one day. I'll put them together just for a live and we'll look at them because I definitely took screenshots of the things that he was looking at when he was looking. Here we go. When he was looking at on Dateline, or what Dateline was saying he was looking at on his phone. So they got pictures of him. I do have this, but I did not get this from Dateline. I saw this on Daniels. So I don't know if anybody saw the pictures of Xana at the Grove. I have that picture. I took it from, not took it from, but I referenced it from Daniels' page. The other ones from Dateline, I don't know where the hell I put them. If they're not right here, then I just won't waste any more time on that and I'll go back to that another time so that way I could have it up. But I do have on here the pictures of him that he took. So that's why I thought they were right here. But anyway, so the girls that he looked up, if anybody does take notice or if anybody has access to that stuff, you'll take notice that they all kind of looked alike, right? So they have not looked alike like that, but they look alike as far as like he has a type. Let's just say that. So he, in my opinion, he has a type. With that being said, what I noticed was that the girls that he had the pictures of were like big breasted and like they had the blonde hair too. And to me, they reminded me more of Kaylee than they did Maddie. I could be wrong. What do you guys think? Her pink boots were in the window. He went straight to Maddie's room. You're right. No, you're right. I think that's why I thought that. See, this is why I'd like to think out loud with you guys here because you're right. Because that is why I was like, no, it's It could be Kaylee. I don't know. I don't know who it could be. Honestly, let me be honest with you guys. I honestly think, thank you. Is that Tissa? I don't want to say that wrong. Tissa Day. Thank you. And hi, Callie. I thought it was Kaylee at first, only because she had come up that weekend. Yes, me too. But then I started hearing these rumors that he was looking up Maddie and liked her post. I did hear that too. You're right. See, this is why I talk this out loud because you guys are right. I think I'm going back. I'm not going to go back on that. You're right. It probably was Maddie. I think I just saw Kaylee more in the pictures of the girls that he was taking pictures of. And it made me like, I don't know, I got like this like sick feeling in my stomach when I saw it. And then when we were doing Google Trends, I see so many results for Kaylee that, but it could just be that Kaylee's a beautiful girl and that many people were looking her up. Who knows? My name is like Lisa, but with a T. Tisa. Hi, Tisa. Thank you so much for putting that for me. So I hate when I say people's names wrong. My students that are in here can tell you that one of the worst times is when I have to like do attendance on the first day because half of the names I don't even know. So, and it's not that I don't know them. It's just you could spell your name Jamie and some you could be prefer to be called Jaime. You know what I mean? So it's like stuff like that. So you just never know. Or you could call somebody Corey and they could be like, I don't go by that. I go by Richard. And you're like, oh, okay. So you just have to like, that's like my worst thing because I always feel like I get corrected. I asked you to correct me here. So that was different. I've always thought Maddie was who he was after. Yeah, you're right, you guys. I'm going to go back to that. I thought the same thing. They looked like Kaylee. Thank you, Kelly. See, Kelly, so that's what made me question myself. I was kind of like they kind of they had like a similar look to Kaylee, like almost as if like we were saying he has a type, right? I think he bludgeoned KG for two reasons. Yes, I believe that Ted's MO, yes. And if he was watching them, he knew Kaylee broke up with Jack. Overkill would make the cops think the ex-boyfriend did it. That is true, right? So they did go to him first to see, you know what I mean? Somebody needs to text me because I'm not getting alerts like I'm supposed to. So wait, oh, look, a squirrel. You want to know why I didn't get a text because, I mean, a notification because I decided literally to go on. Like, it was in the matter of seconds. I literally text Truth and was like, I'm going live if you're not doing anything. But there was no warning. So that's probably why. So I never put up a notification thing on YouTube. So I do apologize about that. But I will. I'll make sure that I do that. So I should like plan things more ahead so that I could do that. So let's see. We have he stalked. He could watch Maddie's room from that. Yes, that top parking lot. And that's why I get so mad about the house being torn down. I don't know if you guys are aware of this. It's on my channel if anybody's interested. But when they were tearing the house down, I got in touch with the university because a lot of people were trying to get in touch with the university at the time, and I was still getting my doctorate degree. So, yeah, I don't even think I was done yet because this was back like in T Rev days, like oh, like T Rev 757. If anybody ever followed him, like forever ago before the whole Maddie Soto thing. So back then, we were doing like a lot of like call in things, and this is when I was like strictly new to YouTube and I wasn't, I didn't start doing the creator thing until March of this year. I think I did one live in February, but it was really March that I started putting my like focus into it. Anyway, I realized on that show that people were trying to get in touch with the university and they weren't getting a call back or they weren't getting an email back. So I was like, I wonder if I email them from one of my university emails. Ooh, Thor. I said, I wonder if I emailed them from one of my university emails, if that would make them like feel inclined to write me back because it's from another university. And sure enough, yes, absolutely. Um, Hold on, Mark, I got you. I saw it, which I never see my messages, so that was a first. Mark, you give this to anybody and you die. All right, here we go. Done. Okay. So, yes, that's Thor, my little Thor boy. He thought I was going down the shore because I had to bring my daughter somewhere and I had bags with me and he was like so upset. And then when I came home, he started like doing circles and he was chasing his tail. I was like, oh, how cute. I told you I'd be back. Is Lucy in here yet? Lucy, where are you? Lucy, if you watch the replay, oh, look, Thor's behind me. He loves me. He like lays right next to me. He's so big. All right, enough of my dog. All right, anything, what else should I look up? Let's see. Let's look up, go to find places to take my kids hiking. Oh, that's cute. See, I couldn't, the hiking thing, I don't know. After like 5 minutes of walking, I would like sit down and be like, I'm taking a break. I'll meet up with you guys. This is the worst. Ah. Yes, the photos were big. Yes, they were big breasted. You're right. Hi, Deb. Yes, they were definitely big breasted and not super thin. I totally agree with you. And that's what made me question myself. But could it be that because Maddie was there more because Kaylee was leaving? I mean, could it be that he was watching both of them? Weren't both of their windows in the back where he could see from that parking lot? And if that's the case, then he could be watching both. Yes. So you think Kaylee was different because he didn't expect her to be there? Same with Ethan. So does anybody else, what do other people think? Do other people think that he was expecting Kaylee to be there? Because remember, Kaylee had just got a new car. So whatever her old car was that she was using, she wasn't using it that weekend. So if he did know her car, then he knew a different car. He didn't know the one that she just got. I did always wonder, what do you guys think about the fact that um, there were so many cars and he still went in? That's crazy to me. That's crazy to me. If I would have saw, or did he not see all those cars? I mean, I would think that he had to see all the cars. Did he just not care? Was that night the night? Did he feel like that was his only time he could do it? I think November 13th, um, if you guys look, I don't know if anybody ever looked into this, but if you look up November 13th and serial killers, there's like a thing to it. It's weird. I think he was probably stalking them on Instagram and TikTok, so he knew where they were. Okay, so Tisa, we also on Yik Yak, it just came out that he might have been surveilling because there's going to be people that yell at us for saying stalking because by law, it's not considered stalking because in Idaho law, so not everywhere, just in Idaho, like in Idaho specifically, their law says that in order to be stalking, the victim has to know the perpetrator, know that they're being stalked. So there has to be like a fear there. And because it might have been a one-way relationship, right? Um, Meaning like only he was the one that was in the relationship, they were not, any of the girls. Um, I would say that it's safe to say that he was surveilling them because it was a one-way thing and they didn't know about him. But in my book, if that was my child, that would be stalking for me. I'd be like, you stalked my kid. Do you know what I mean? So I totally agree with you. But for any pro burgers out there, we do know that it's not technically stalking, that it's surveilling. I'm just trying to get us out of a little bit of trouble here, you guys. So what about Moscow Police Department? What about them? What about them? So like as far as responding, so let me tell you what I think about them. I do think that he didn't know about them as far as like he didn't know how they operated the police department for that specific district, not in general, just like how it's different from place to place. So it is my opinion that he might have been behind a lot of the police calls that were stopping the parties. Um, Dude, he was like Brian Buzzkill. Buzzkill Brian. So Yik Yak is used for stalking. So that's funny you say that because um, I tell my daughters all the time, they're 21 and 17. I know I don't look that old. No, I'm just kidding. They're 21 and 17. I tell them all the time, you guys have to stop sharing your location with everybody. So to them, it's just like, they're like, Mom, nobody's looking me up except for my friends. Like, relax. We all share it with each other. And I'm like, yeah, but you don't understand. Like, this is what they don't get. And I don't know if it's just because they're young. And I don't know if it's something like later on, they'll be like, Mom, remember when you used to say that? Well, so maybe it's going to be one of those things. But I'm like, you guys aren't thinking like just because you're not aware of somebody else, just like me right now. Let me be honest with you guys. So since I've been putting myself out there on YouTube, and I put myself out there a lot. So my students on here know that I am not shy by any means. I put myself out there, right? So I never thought twice to think about that. However, since I've been doing this, I get some emails that are a little bit questionable. And again, sometimes they'll be from Pro Burgers and stuff. I mean, from, oh my gosh. Yeah, Pro Burgers. That's what I meant to say. I was right. So But you got to watch, because people could have a relationship out there with you. Just because you don't know who they are doesn't mean that somebody doesn't know you. And you don't have to be like a content creator. Again, you could just be on social media and have your social media as, public. And I wouldn't want my daughter. So my message here is not to be fearful and not do those things. That is not my message at all. I do not think we should live in fear. My message would be, when it comes to your location, be a little bit more cautious about that. Like, even when I say things like I'm in Pennsylvania, like, I give a little bit too much sometimes that I probably shouldn't do. But for my daughters, especially, and for your daughters and your sons, like, they need to know that there could be a one-way relationship. I don't know. I know I bring this up sometimes, but there was one time we were on 12 gauges and he played this thing. I know I bring this up sometimes, but that video really got me like, wow. Like, I was just like dumbfounded. But there was a girl and she knew about the guy and he was like following her and stuff. And she was kind of like not taking it serious. And here he winds up like being way more of a stalker and a problem, and her mom and her aunt have to get involved. I mean, the whole thing's just crazy. But the point is that she wasn't even taking the guy serious, because she didn't have a relationship with him. So who was he? But he thought that they had a relationship and he thought that they were like cool. So I don't know. Just be careful with that shit, especially on things like Yik Yak, and also on, oh my God, what's the other one? It's yellow. Snapchat. Is that it? Yes. I don't know if you guys know this, but I only know this because a student was nearly beaten to death. There was a bunch of students, like not at the college level, like in her high school, that she like, that would fight with her at high school, but now they weren't in high school anymore. She was in college. However, she still always kept her location private because they would always threaten, I guess online it's just, she was like a target for them and they just went after her all the time for no reason. Long story short, she had her location off on everything. And when her phone updated, her the yellow one, Snapchat, updated and it put her location back on. They found her and beat her nearly to death. I was like, you should have sued. Oh my God. All I could think about was, oh my God, like what happens if, like, what if something really, what if they would have killed her? You know what I mean? Like, you just have to be careful with that shit. So you don't even have location services on, and anything I post about or event, yes. So you don't post it till you leave. That's a great one. Even if you're going on vacation, right? Don't post your pictures while you're at Disney World. Wait till you get home and then post them. Because you're literally telling people, if you're a perpetrator, this is the stuff you're looking out for. So you're following people on, if you have your location on, that's just easier for me to now follow you because you have your location on. So I think Bryan had access. He had a police scanner. So let me tell you, in Pennsylvania, having a police scanner is like a thing. So Tisa, I wouldn't be surprised at all if he had a police scanner. I know that growing up, we had police scanners everywhere. Like everybody's house that you went into, there was a police scanner, and I don't know why. I don't know if it's because we were in Philly. I don't know what it was for, or if people were just being nosy, because it also would be able to pick up. I don't know if you guys remember when we all had like cordless phones. It would be able to pick up on people's cordless phone conversations, and we would, like, not me, but like people in the neighborhood would listen to them too. Truth never posts pics on social media. That's actually very smart. If you're into true crime, you never know who's watching. Oh my God, 1,000%, you guys. Because remember, with Bryan, even, he might have been looking for, that was funny, Mark. I just got that. That was actually really funny. Okay, so I don't know. Anyway, I just lost my train of thought. That I just had an ADHD moment. So let's go back to this real quick. Yeah, PTSD is a bitch, so is ADHD. All the letters are a bitch, right? They all are. So anybody out there that's got letters, I feel for you. I have letters too. So let's see. Let's look over here. We had on December 29th, we have less than 1% for the 3 girls and nothing for Bryan or the King Roadhouse. What else did I just say I was going to look up? Hold on, let me look over here. I had a picture pulled up and I said I was going to look. I was like, oh, I know what it was. Moscow, Idaho, homicide. So let's take out Zana. Moscow, Idaho. So this is what he looked up. What did I just do? There we go. All right, let's see what we get. So for Moscow, Idaho homicide, we actually do have hits over here. Look at this. So on November 13th, I only went to November 13th, so let's, oh, I guess why would he search for Moscow homicides before then? So duh. That was a straight A stupid moment. So over here we have our first one on November 13th. So look at this, you guys. On November 13th in the United States, we have less than 1% for Moscow, Idaho homicides, okay? And we have nothing for the other searches. If we then go to the 14th, we have less than 1% for Maddie and Kaylee. So what I was saying before is, what do you guys think about this theory? That he was just after females that were having fun that he didn't think he could get. So, and I have to be careful with this because I don't want people to be like, oh, she says he's an incel, because I really did look at the incel theory and I've never said that he was an incel. I think from the very beginning, I got this feeling that he was kind of like Elliot Rodgers in a way. And then with the Pappa Rodger thing, I'm like, literally Bryan's whole thing, everything he does, and I am so confident about this, saying this, everything he does, everything, he has to be better than you. So whether it's the police, whether it's being better at Ted Bundy for his mom, and again, this is just my personal opinion, right? So no matter what it is, he has to be better at it. So that's the only reason I was like, maybe the incel thing, because Pappa Rodger is like the, the father of the Rodgers, like, and Elliot Rodgers, like the, most famous of the incels. So I was like, is this his way of like Trump and Elliot Rodger type thing? However, I always thought that Bryan was different than Elliot Rodger, and that I truly believe that Elliot Rodger, and this is from my professional and academic opinion, in my opinion, Elliot Rodger has autism, okay? So he's on the autism spectrum disorder. I do not believe Bryan Kohberger is autistic, not at all. So for me, Bryan is 100% antisocial and narcissistic personality with schizoid and obsessive compulsive personality traits. So not obsessive compulsive disorder. And what's the difference? The difference is time duration and also what fuels it. So if you have obsessive compulsive disorder, the thing that's fueling that is anxiety. For obsessive compulsive personality disorder, it's more of like rigidity and things of that nature. So it has to do with your full personality and not the result of doing something so you can get rid of anxiety. And that does make it different, but there's similarities as well. If you look on December 13th, again, that 13th of the month is just so crazy for me. We had a hit on, I think I've had a hit on August, September, October, November, and December 13th, which is really weird that like the 13th of the month. I don't know if that's just a coincidence. I did notice this, you guys, around the holidays, there's nothing for Bryan. So we know that he's home then, right? But you'll start to see that right after that and right before that there is. So let's go over here to, we were worldwide. Wait, before I go anywhere else, let's just see where all the results are. So over here, just in case you're joining us for like the first time, this, whatever you look at here, when you see red, when you see purple, whatever color it is, and even over here. So we have some blue, red, yellow, green, and purple. So, all of them, all 5 searches are hitting. But this is showing you what was the most searched out of that. And look at that, you guys. Who's red? Bryan Kohberger. And this is between 11:13 and 11:30. Look, the only place that he doesn't, oh no, that's for Moscow homicide. Of course that would come up in Moscow. Duh, I take that back. All right, let's look up Maddie Mogan over here. So also, if this is your first time doing this, when you get to the queries and the interest, see that more as like a larger category. If you were doing an outline for school, the interest would be like big, A, and the queries would be like A1, A2, A3. So it's more of like the subcategory. Over here, they have it on a default for rising. If you don't look at it or you don't read it, you could be misconstrued and think that Maddie Mogan, Idaho, was the top hit, and it's not. So, well, it is, but not because of that. So they had it on rising, and the rising here, of course, the one time that I explain it, it's going to be the same. But if you take notice with other ones, it'll change sometimes. So you have to look up top for this is the top thing that was happening then. For me, the problem with rising is that it didn't happen yet. So it's kind of like when, I don't know, like when your daughter comes home and tells her that her new boyfriend has potential. And I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? Oh, I'm sorry. That just came out. Although my students would be like, she's lying. She curses all the time. But I usually don't do it where I'm being taped. Potential to me is like, all right, when you have a job, come back and talk to me about that. You know what I mean? What is potential? So that's what that reminds me of with like the rising and stuff. Okay, so let's see over here. All right, what are you guys writing about? Anything good? I think he can pull women. Oh, that's what I was saying. Thank you. Oh, see, I was having another ADHD moment, and I have my ADHD friends in here to help me out. So I appreciate all of you. So, oh, look, a squirrel just reminded me that when it comes to the incel theory, the only thing that keeps me back from the incel theory is that incel is for involuntarily celibate. I don't think he was involuntarily celibate. I think he was voluntarily celibate. So if that makes sense. So if you look that beautiful, what was it, his peer? I guess she was also going for criminal justice, I believe. But I know that she worked with him at the college, right? She was into him. And it breaks my heart to hear that she went on to tell friends and stuff that she was into him, but that she didn't think she was good enough for him because he wasn't into her. How friggin' heartbreaking is that? I'm like, I hope she's watching because, girl, it was not you. I'm known for one of my most well-known pieces of advice to people is the good news is it's not about you. The bad news is it's not about you. If she was ever listening to this, I would say that for her. So the good news is it wasn't about you. It wasn't about you being good enough. The bad news is it wasn't about you being good enough. Does that make sense? So it should have been more about her and it wasn't. But at the same time, it wasn't her that had anything to do with it. Look, Corey thinks I'm funny. Look at that. See, Corey, because Corey's like, this bitch curses all the time. I never understood the incel accusation. So truth, I think the problem with the incel accusation is that with Elliot Rodger, okay, so back to my whole thing here again. I have to like not look at chat so that I don't get distracted. Ready? Okay. With the Elliot Rodger thing, I do think that Elliot was on the autism spectrum disorder. And because of that, one of the deficits that we see or the challenges we see is social. So having social, what's the word I'm looking for? Awareness and things like, so like if somebody's mad at you, maybe not saying it, things like that. I saw a lot of that with Elliot Rodger. So for example, he would go out and he would be in a room full of people and he wouldn't talk to anybody. He would wait to see if anybody talked to him. I would tell anybody, whether you're a student, my kids, anything, don't do that. You have to talk too, right? If we all didn't put ourselves out there in chat and stuff like that, you know, you have to make yourself vulnerable at times. Don't live out of fear all the time, right? So I don't know, with the incel, because that girl was into him, and because I don't know if you guys remember, if anybody watched Dateline, the other female about that he met at the Grove, they were able to find her and interview her, and she gave him her phone number. A lot of people said that like his message to her was weird, the one about you know, I think yesterday, or I think the other day we were talking, or yesterday maybe it was, that we were talking about hiking. Let me know, that's really an activity I'm into. And a lot of people were like, oh, that was a little bit weird, da 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 da. But I have to be honest with you, I don't know that I thought that was weird. And I don't know if it's just because I'm like very academic, but to me, that just sounded like a nerd who just wasn't like having game in the moment. But I didn't see it as like weird. So I guess what I'm saying is that if I gave somebody my number and they wrote that to me, I don't know that I would have saw that as a red flag. There's other things like the birthing hips, 100%. That was a red flag. If my daughter called me and said he just said I had nice birthing hips, I'd be like, block him. But I think we were talking, the part that he said, I think we were talking about hiking, the only thing I could think of there is, okay, so you could say that could be weird or not. It could be weird in the fact that if he meant like, I think we were talking about hiking in that sense, yes, it's weird. But what if he didn't know yet if he had the right phone number? So I'm thinking of it. You guys have to remember, I always put on like the hat of the person that I'm trying to observe is wearing. So if I was Bryan, because we know that he doesn't have a lot of interpersonal relationships, What if he thought that they didn't give him the right number? How many times have you given somebody the wrong number? I know I have, right? So he could have just been like, I think we were talking about that. Like, in other words, if you were the girl I was talking to, let me know. And that's what I think, right? So that's why I didn't think it was that weird. And I don't think that that would have caught me off guard. However, I do think the birthing hips one would have been really weird for me. Over here again with Maddie Mogan, we're on Maddie right now. Again, if you look, we're at the blue, and the blue dot over here goes with Maddie Mogan. So this is going to show you what the biggest subregion were, interests by subregion, as far as searching or a trend for Maddie between the dates of 11/13 to 12/30 of 2022. Let's see if we could get a city in here. Look at that. So the number one city was Moscow and then Boise. So they were the two subregions that were looking her up the most. You guys, there's this thing over here that says include low search volume regions. The reason you want to click this, so you want to look out for this. Again, this is something that you might not notice if you're not somebody that uses Google Trends a lot. You want to make sure that you click on that. And let me tell you why. You want to click on that because when you do, let me show you Maddie's real quick. Okay, of course, again, it makes not a liar out of me, but when you do, you'll notice that it comes up, other things will come up. So wait, let me do it with a different one so you guys can see what I mean. Of course, the one time it doesn't do it, I'm explaining. So let's look up Bryan. Okay, so we have, it's red, so we're looking up Bryan. We're at the red here. So over here, our number one hits are the ones that are the darkest. So the darker the red, the more of a hit, okay? So our number one hit, wait, look at that, Pullman and Moscow. How weird is that, right? So, and you see that this one over here, it's not as red as this one, but it's bigger than, let's say, over here, okay? So these are our two biggest hits here. And then always up here, wait, what is this? Is this the one with there's one that's like oh no, that is it. Oh, you guys, look, that is it. So these over here, when I clicked on it, it was just making them bigger. So these are the same as that. So he, in my opinion, was searching himself. Why else would that be coming up? So, okay, I'm glad I did this. So watch. When I do this, ready? Look at the red. There's only a few things. So this is showing you the trends. But you have to remember, there's some cities and stuff that have less people per capita and stuff like that. So, like, in other words, there could be 1 million people searching something in Philadelphia, but there's not 1 million people that live in a county outside of that. So there might only be 50,000. So if you were just going by numbers, that smaller county would never get included in the trends. So by clicking on this, it's more, look at that. So now it's showing you even the low search volume regions. So meaning the more rural areas. And over here, this is Pennsylvania. And this is where he lives. So let's see. Yes, this is where he lives, you guys. Pocono Pines, Tannersville, like this is all, look, Wilkes-Barre. This is where, Mountaintop, this is where he's from. Okay. So in Pennsylvania, we have a lot. And then over here, again, our biggest is, let's click on this again just to make sure. Oh, look at that. Coeur d'Alene. Isn't that where Xana's from? So we have Pullman and Moscow. Oh, wait, there you go. Pullman and Moscow. So we have 100% and 70%. So that's pretty big. So I don't know why somebody there would be looking up Bryan Kohberger, but they were. So let's look over here for city for 11. Oh, look, there's nothing for the house there. Then this one is going to be Kaylee. So when we look up cities for Kaylee, look at this. Wow. So over here we have Moscow, 96%, which again, wouldn't you expect that kind of, because she goes to school. So somebody could be looking her up from school, things like that. So in other words, if anybody's watching and they're like, oh, she's just looking, like, that's not necessarily true. Let's put up the low search areas and see what we get. Oh, that's crazy. Westchester, you guys, this is Pennsylvania. I don't know what I feel about this. This is after the murders. Oh, wow. I'm trying not to say oh, well as much this live. I'm going to try. It's literally so funny when I go back and I'm editing the video. Every like couple minutes, I'm like, oh, wow. Oh, wow. And then I'll be like, you guys, there's a few of them that I'm like this, or I'm like, oh my God. So I kept some of them in there because I was like really surprised in the moment. So let's do the low search volume areas. So this one is going to be for Moscow, Idaho homicide, which is what we know he looked up. And look at that. Pullman and Moscow, Pullman and Moscow. So now this is after the murders. So wait, let me go back here and show you. Well, yeah, why wouldn't it be after the murders? Why would you put that in before the murders? But we do know that he was looking this up, and this shows you over here, Pullman and Moscow. I still have it on the United States. So let's go over here, and now we're going to look at, because look, if we look at the United States as a whole, we're not getting, like we got hits over here, right? But it's just giving us hits in general. So my thing is, okay, that's great and all, but where are we getting hits at, right? So over here, if you then narrow it down to like Washington, let's look. Okay, look, so for Washington, look at this. Oh, gosh. So on November 14th, people are already looking up Moscow, Idaho homicide, which that I'm not surprised about. But we're in, oh no, we're in Washington. So if it says Pullman, then I'd be really surprised if it wasn't, Brian. So as we keep going, we're not really getting a hit. Look, we have a hit on Kaylee on November 23rd. Oh wait, what about his birthday? So on November 21st, Moscow, Idaho homicide was looked up. But look, you guys, this is why I keep coming back to do Google Trends, because I keep seeing things that I expect and you want to see that. So always try to put something in here that you know for a fact is being searched so that you could see or have a comparison. We know that on December 30th, I don't know about you, but I looked it up. Do you know what I mean? So the minute everybody was like waiting for somebody to get arrested. So the minute somebody was arrested, I feel like everybody was looking it up. That was interested, like in true crime. So I would expect to see that. Look at this. You can't make this shit up. All right, ready? We're going to include low search. Okay. I'm like getting good at this. I'm like starting to know where, not good at that. Like I'm starting to know where different things are. So this is Spokane Valley. Oh, look, we have, in Pullman. This is what I'm looking for. Okay, you guys. Drum roll. Here we go. I will say with a degree of statistical certainty, if you will. And again, this is just a degree. This isn't, I'm not saying anybody out, like, don't come for me. But look, you guys, so Bryan Kohberger in Pullman. This is in Pullman, Washington. There was somebody, look, it's a 77% hit. So somebody was looking hard in Pullman at the Moscow, Idaho homicide, and also at Bryan Kohberger, but not at Maddie, Kaylee, or the King Roadhouse. Wow. Wow. You guys, look over here. So over here, remember I told you that you could see it? All right. So over here, I don't know why I didn't just come to this instead of going over at the map. So the number one for Bryan is in Seattle. And look how low, not low, but like look how much lower the Moscow, Idaho homicide is in Seattle. If you just come down over to here to Pullman, 77%. And then what's this one? Canyon Creek. You guys, this kept coming up before. Could that be like a place of interest? Clarkston Heights was looking up Bryan Kohberger. But again, we have this date way too big over here to really say when that could be. Let's look up real quick. Let's take off the King Roadhouse and put up. Let's see if he was like Skitzen. Bryan Kohberger suspect. I should even try murder suspect and see. Oh, look at this. So wait, what do we have here? So suspect is going to be yellow, right? Yes, so Bryan Kohberger suspect. So it would have to say Bryan Kohberger suspect. So there's no direct hit here for Bryan Kohberger suspect, at least not in Washington. Let's come out to the United States. No, I still don't see anything. So let's see Pennsylvania. Wouldn't that be weird? Still nothing. Okay. Oh, look at that. There's literally nothing here. How about Idaho? Oh, look, we have different things over here. We do have something here. I just saw it. Where did it go? Oh, over here it looked like a hit, but it's not that, but I see a hit for the others and not really for him. So let me look over here. Oh, wait, what's this? You guys see the little bit of yellow over here? Oh, and there's yellow over here. So, okay, I'm actually glad. So at first I was like, oh man, I'm not getting a hit over here, like whatever, people are watching. Not that I didn't really mean like that, but I'm kind of glad that we didn't because look over here. On December 30th, we have 3 people looking up Bryan Kohberger as suspect and 100% looking up Bryan Kohberger. And then we have 5% looking up Moscow homicides. So, and again, none of the girls. So people weren't, in Pennsylvania, like whoever was searching it that much was looking into the case as a whole, I guess at this point. Let me see what you guys are saying. Yes, it was definitely a fantasy, Truth in Time. For sure. Definitely a fantasy. Canyon Creek, interesting. Yeah, we have to find out what that was. Let me see. No, I don't think that would really do anything. I was going to say, what kind of soup was it? It was chicken corn chowder, which I never would have tried in the past. And then my daughter had croutons in her soup, and I was like, bitch, what are you eating? I need some of that. So I went and tasted it and was like, oh my God, this is amazing. Yes, I need free. If I got free soup for a year, you guys, I would cry. I really would. Oh my God, Mark. I'm dropping shit. Mark, what the heck? Did you get me another coffee? Mark, you bought me a coffee? Mark, thank you. You're the best. I really do appreciate that. You didn't have to do that. I do appreciate that. I love when people actually put in the legwork. Yes, me too, because this is the thing, you guys. When I find out about things, I don't ever want to think that it's um 100% true until I look it up. And I would suggest that you didn't just take my word for it either. Go to Google Trends and look it up yourself. Like if you're not like, following this while we're doing it together or something and you're kind of like, I don't know about this, like go look it up. Like do your own Google research. I'd support it. You know what I mean? So let's see if we switch these dates real quick. And then I won't keep you guys for much longer. It's already almost midnight. I feel bad. I'm like the only one that doesn't sleep. Truth, what time did I go to bed last night? I was like cursing to Truth on text message at like probably not a good time at night. So you guys have to watch giving me your phone number because you might get like a bitch session at like 2 o'clock in the morning when my computer crashes and tells me that I don't have enough space left to download a video after I just spent like hours on it. Yesterday, it deleted one of my videos. Then it wouldn't let me upload it. I deleted all my pictures so that I could upload it. What's this? Look at this, you guys. Moscow. We have Moscow, Idaho homicides. I just put it back to, what's this date? November 1st to, okay, so now we brought it back a little bit. So look at this. This is interesting. All I did was change the date a little bit. And when I changed the date a little bit, things came up that weren't there before. So let's do city here. Include low volume areas. Right now we're in Idaho. So we're only in Idaho right now. Here we go. So in Idaho, our number one is in Boise. Oh, look, Moscow. Of course you would expect that, right? Because it's Moscow homicide. So we have Moscow there. We're only in Idaho. So let's see. Let's go back up and do the United States and see if this gives us anything. Oh, look at that. Okay, so we do have a little bit of it there. And then for Maddie, we have more of a hit than we did last time. It might have just been the date range. That's why, oh. Okay, so we have 100% hit for Maddie from 11/1 to 12/30. And then I'm going to put in include low search volume and see what that, look, we have Idaho, Oregon, Washington, and Pennsylvania. Okay, you guys, I'm going to come out a little bit here. The reason that Idaho right now is the darkest red is because that's what I'm searching. Or no, I'm not. I'm in the United States. Wow, that's interesting. That just made it way more interesting. So look at this, you guys. So the red is Bryan Kohberger, right? If you look at this map, the two darkest areas are Idaho and Pennsylvania. This is where it happened. And then look, this is coming right in. And then over here, this is where he was at afterwards. And if you look over here, the related queries would be, let's see. So look, people were already putting him with the Idaho thing. I mean, by the 30th, maybe we have to take the 30th out of there, because when we have the 30th in there, it includes that. So I don't want to misconstrue that, but I'm already down to Kaylee. So let's see what happens. Let's do Kaylee first before I switch anything. I'm glad I did. Look at this. So Moscow, Kaylee was being looked up. Post Falls. What is Post Falls? I have to go out there and find out. Oh, Rathdrum came up before too. Is that all of these places? Let's see. And then we have, oh wait, include low search areas. Oh, whenever you do that, just so you guys know, when you click on, look, when you click on it, it goes like, you're like, where did it just go? So when you click on it, you have to go up. So it, instead of going down to this, go up, and that's where it goes. I don't know why it kicks you out like that, but it does it to everybody, not just me. All right, so I didn't get anything different over here. So that makes me think that Kaylee was just searched there. And then the Moscow, Idaho homicide, it should be Idaho and Washington. Over here we have Moscow and Pullman. So, okay, so you guys, I could see why people in Moscow are looking up the Moscow homicide. But the next biggest one to come in the whole United States, look, I have it on United States. I don't have it on Washington. So it's literally telling you, and this is why I think Dateline was right about this, that Bryan might have been looking this up even before. So let's put in the areas of low search. Over here we have Pullman and Moscow again. Yeah, so I'd be surprised if that wasn't him. So we do have some hits here. Let me come over here and see if anybody's putting anything up here. Is there any search terms or anything? Oh, thank you, Callie Dime. Yes, you can do this. You can do this. I don't sleep either, so there you go. Each time I tweak the perimeter, it shows more details. Yes, I see. So over here we have the United States. So what you're saying is, by tweaking it and putting it to a specific state, let's show you how and again, this is for even, and I would say it this way, this is more, not more for, but this is just as much about learning how to research as it is looking up, for me, specifically Kohberger's case. So the fact that I'm like showing people how to do this is just as exciting, or if not more. So over here, look, you guys, so the purple is, we have Pullman, Washington is the second city here. And the thing that's being most looked in Pullman is about the homicides and Bryan Kohberger, guys. Look, so if you click on this one, for Maddie, we have 0%. And for Kaylee and Bryan Kohberger suspect, we have 0%. But somebody was in Pullman looking up Bryan Kohberger and Moscow, Idaho homicide, which is crazy. What's this? Is this Pullman? I'm starting to get used to like where it's at on the map. So look at that, you guys. It's the highest in Pullman here, and it's over here. Okay, so that's how that would differ. So wait, what are the other ones just before I go to a different one? Oh, we didn't put in low search volume. Let's see if we get anything different. So when I put in include low, no, we still have Pullman is coming up here. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Then over here for Maddie Mogan, we're going to do city, and this is in Washington, and we get Seattle. If we do low search areas, it's still Seattle. Okay, for Bryan, we're going to do city, and again, we're in Washington. We're going to include the low search areas, and then look, the darkest one is Colfax. I don't know what that, and then Pullman. So here we go, you guys. We're in Pullman again. And then what's up here? Liberty Lake. That came up last week for something. I don't remember. Does anybody remember what that came up for last week? I don't remember. And if anybody has any like search things or anything that you want me to put in, just go over to the side. Oh, look at that. I got it. You guys, I didn't want to go on Discord because of a bunch of bullshit, but I wouldn't have just gotten that if I didn't. So you said to put in, yes, 1122 King Road, but let me try this. let's take down him as a suspect and let's put in, let's try 1122 King RD. I feel like one of these came up, so I could show you. All right, that wasn't it. Let me try to put road in. Maybe it was. We already looked at that one, so I'm not expecting that. Let me take out Moscow. Maybe that was it. Come on. No, still nothing. And then if I come down to here, oh wait, we do have something over here. So it says to look up 1122 King Road. Oh, it says to put in the state too. So I'm going to open that in a new tab. And then Moscow. All right, I'm going to open them two up in a new tab. See what I was saying? So the two things that are on the rise are King Road, but some people spell it ROAD and some people spell it RD. So that would make a difference when you're looking this up. So just keep that in mind. That would make a difference. I'm coming over here to city to see. And look, there's not enough data for city. And then for Kaylee, what was different about this? Nothing, right? So I'm not going to go through all of them again because there's nothing different. The only thing different that I put in was this one. So let's go to my new Google trend. So that's the thing. Oh, that's what I should say. So when you're doing Google Trends, right? If you just click on this, it like takes away the rest of your stuff and then you have to like do the backspace thing. So if you want to see something over here, if you're interested, I would right click it and then open it in a new tab. Okay. That way it doesn't get rid of the things that you already have searched. However, over here, the one thing that is good, it still keeps your search location and the time period. So before I change it, let me just look at interest by metro. Let's do it by city. No, there's not enough to do it by city. And then over here, related topics. So I looked up this one too on the side. Let me look that up. Oh, look at this. See, I knew there was a reason I put RD in. So in Washington, somebody was looking up the King Roadhouse on December 6th and December 27th. That's crazy, right? Maybe I have to take the 30th out of here. I think that's messing us up, you guys. Because on the 30th, he was caught. So I really think that putting the 30th is messing us up because people could have been looking it up after he was, like, let's see. I'll tell you in 1 second. See, look at that. So now when I did that, when I narrowed it before the date that he was arrested, we have December 6th. He didn't leave yet, did he? I don't think he left yet. I wonder if we change this from 11/1 and put in July. Let's put in 7/1. So 7 to 12. Oh, look at that. So no, we're still getting December 6th, which again is something that I want to see when I'm searching the exact same thing again, right? Because if you got something different, then that would say to me that that wasn't really statistically significant. So then over here on November 17th, wait, when's the first time? November 13th. No, it's after the murders. So this to me isn't anything that significant, even though we're looking at this in the whole United States. And the reason being is that I would assume, just like we see here, that a lot of people are looking this up. And then you would also assume that by subregion, Idaho would be looking it up the most. And then Washington is in a close second over there. But so look, Idaho and Washington. So that is what I would expect, right? So I think that it's good to have something like that for that reason. I wonder if because sometimes, you guys, I want to show you something. Sometimes if you narrow it a little bit, you'll get more. Oh, Thor, are you tired? Poor guy. He's making noises over here. All right, so nothing came up there. Okay, so let me change the time for this one and see if something comes up here. So we're going to do it from July 1st. I feel like the last time we did this, somebody did look this up. So this is saying Spokane. Wait, where am I at? I'm in Washington. Let me go out to the United States. I feel like we got it. Oh, look at that. Okay. All right. All right. So here we go. I'm actually glad again that we did this because so that I could show you guys. When I'm doing this, right? So again, it's from I went back and I didn't realize this. I still had 12:30 in there. I did that by accident, that part. But when you go back, you would expect people to be looking it up after the homicide, right? I am surprised that over here, the 30th isn't as big as December 20th. And it was big in Idaho and then Arizona. Arizona. Oh, Washington's the same. Duh. Okay, so Arizona and Washington were coming in second. Yeah, so there's not much there either, you guys. I don't feel like we came up with as much tonight as we did the other nights, which is fine. That's going to happen. Maybe I have an idea. Why don't I look at, I have an idea. Watch this. Let me go to, so for work, and I started to do this last time, and then my ADHD kicked in and I forgot. So let me go to this real quick. So for work, I get the paid version of ChatGPT because, well, for a lot of reasons. There's many reasons. But anyway, so what I was thinking about doing the other day that I didn't do, that I should do. Here, let me just bring you guys in on it. Watch this. So I'm going to take this off. Oh my God, you guys, that whole time. Oh my God. You guys, I'm so stupid. So there were two things back there that I didn't realize that you guys weren't seeing. Sorry. I didn't mean to do that. So Betsy Ross, this is so interesting. Are y'all still of the kind that he created? Yes, Betsy Ross. You need to go look at week 2. I actually put it down into highlights, so you don't even have to watch the whole live that we did. You could just go to the videos, and I did highlights of week 2. It is Pappa Rodger heavy, and there's literally 12 different times that I'm like throughout the whole thing because we just kept searching stuff and we got more and more and more. It was crazy. That's funny. Look at that. I just got called out. If we can't talk bad about ourselves, you can't either, Doc. That's the truth. I did give everybody a 30-day challenge if you weren't here last time. And I said for the next 30 days, every time you find yourself saying something like, oh, that was so stupid of me, or I'm so dumb, or something like that, stop yourself and make it a conscious effort to not do that. It only takes 3 weeks to make a habit, right? So in 3 weeks, if you could stop yourself from saying those things, like those negative things about yourself, it's more likely to stick. And there was a time where I think because I have ADHD, I would say things like, oh, I'm so sorry, that was my ADHD, or I'm sorry I had an ADHD. And I did mean it more in like a critical, self-critical way. Now when I say it, it's more like, oh shit, my medicine's worn off. It's midnight. You know what I mean? It is what it is. I'm 46 years old and I have nothing to hide, you guys. So wait, ready? I'm going to go on a different thing and I'm going to go to my ChatGPT. Let's see. Let's see if I can figure this out. All right, ready? We're going to go to ChatGPT. I just have to remember up here that this little arrow means that that's what you guys are looking at. All right, let's see. Yes, I meant ChatGPT. What did I put in? All right, hold on. Let's search. Let me log in. Where are you? I'm like go past it. Oh, here we go. Log in. We're gonna log in because I pay for this shit. So we want to get the good one. So let's log in. All right, we're logged in, C+. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna come over here and we're gonna search GPTs and we're gonna put in, let me see if they have anything for Google Trends. Oh, how about I wrote or spelled Google without the other G. So let's see. So we have over here. So no, I don't see it. Oh yes, look, Trends Expert. Oh yeah. We're going to use this. Oh my God, I love this. Okay, so we're going to put in, what can I search related to all right, I'm asking Google Trends, and it's the AI, so it's going to give us the stuff that is really trending, okay? Because this is an AI that's specifically for this. So look over here. We'll try to make it as big as I can. So, all right, let me make this bigger. Here we go. All right, and you guys can see this. I could look up here. So suggested terms, it's telling us to look up Bryan, which we did. Look up Idaho murders, University of Idaho murders, Moscow, Idaho murders. Oh gosh, look at all this stuff. Oh, this is why I like this, you guys. So do you remember when I said that there's like core topics and then there's the side searches, like the sub search, if you will? They actually give you the thing here. So it's telling you, it's giving you like sub things. Bryan Kohberger, DNA. Criminology, update, victim names, or specific events. Oh. And then the analysis strategies. Here's how to gain insights with Google Trends. Compare interest over time. Compare Bryan Kohberger versus Idaho murders to see how public interest shifted before and after his arrest. I already showed you guys that. So remember I said that it should spike on the 30th? That's what they're talking about here. Which terms spiked more prominently during which key developments? We did that. Use the interest by subregion. We did that. So, and again, this is literally coming right from the Google Trend thing. So you could take this stuff as like pretty much what it really is. So it says check the related queries to find the newest angles or so I guess those terms that are coming up in the queries, it would make sense to search them on their own. So viral terms or trending media linked to the case. Do you guys remember who he was looking up? Use custom ranges like November 2022 to the present. We did that. Exporting data. Once you set up your search, click download icon. I did that on a different thing. And I did have it on Google Sheets. Hold on, that just made me think of something. Let me see, did I save that? Because if I did, I think I did. Hold on, you guys, I'm gonna open something up. What's this one? This one's telling me to look up. Oh, we did look that one up. That one's good. Okay, so we should look up Madison Mogan. We looked that up. Wait, what else did I look up here? I saved a few of these search terms. No, I think we searched those things, so I'm not as interested in that. Let me go back to this Google thing. Hold on, make that. All right, here we go. So, all right, we know how to export data. So would you like me to build a sample comparison or help you? Yeah, bitch. I'm sorry. Yes, please. Great. Here's a sample of Google Trends comparison setup for tracking interest over time in the Bryan Kohberger and Idaho murders case, along with the timeline-based breakdown. Oh, look, you guys, we didn't even have to do this. We could have just asked AI to do it for us. Search terms to use. Bryan Kohberger. I forgot about that, and we didn't do this yet. Oh my God. This is so smart. I'm so glad I came to this. Timeline for tracking tens. Wait, let's see if it'll ask us if it wants us to do it. How to compare on Google Trends. Go to Google Trends. It literally tells you how to do this. The one thing that we didn't change was the specific search terms. So it says, would you like me to help generate a direct link? Yeah, why not? Sure, thank you. Let's see what happens. Oh, look, there's a direct link. Let's just click on this and see what happens. Open link. All right, now I have to share a new screen. Hold on. Oh my God, did I not put that on the stage? I didn't put that on the stage, you guys. Hang on. So real quick, before I do that, we can't see. I'm sorry. Truth, did you text me to tell me you can't see? if that happens, somebody text me, or Mark, the shark, someone text me and let me know if I do that again. That was an accident. So over here, let me just show you real quick, since I know, Blue, it's after midnight and my ADHD is like off the hook. So let me just show you guys what I was reading from. I'll go back up. I won't reread the whole thing, but the Chat GPT, the one that was for Google Trends, so Trends Expert, is showing me the different searches I could do, the victims' names or specific events. So like the 911 call, the crime scene, and then analysis strategies. Then after I keep going down, it asked me if I wanted it to give me, and this is saying, wait, once you've set up, all right, so it's telling us how to set it up. Then I went down and it asked me if I wanted it to give a sample Google Trends comparison setup. And I said yes, and this is what we got. The one thing that we did not do that I see here that I didn't do was for type. We never changed type. I don't know how that would change. For tracking human interest and tribute. So we'll have to keep that in mind. And then for the timeline for tracking trends, I said yes to give me that. And it gave me the key event. So it's telling us to look this up, look up these dates, and then what to look for in Google Trends: a spike in searches like Idaho murders, high interest in the University of Idaho murders, a major spike in Bryan Kohberger. Again, we did this one. So the date of his arrest, this is a great example. The date of his arrest on December 30th, you are going to see a major spike in Bryan Kohberger. And then extradition to Idaho. We did not look that up in early January to see if that was a shift, but I don't know that we are really looking that up. We're more looking up what he could have looked up. So how about I do this? Oh, okay. Look at that. Okay, so then it asked me if I wanted it to continue to help me. I said yes. We came down to here, and then it asked me if I wanted to do something even more, and I said yes. Where did it take us to? So let me reshare my screen so I could show you the new one. And I'll make sure I add it to the stage. Okay, so this is what it spit out for us, you guys. Oh, wow, why do you guys see this? Okay, so this is what came out. Hold on one sec. I'm going to mute my camera for one sec, because every time I look at this, all I could see is my face up really close because I'm trying to get close to the mic. So just for 1 second while I'm not on here. We would all have such a blast. Oh yeah, I love you guys. This is great. I could relate to you too, Sirius. All of you, yeah, I agree. I am such a nerd. I love being a nerd. You guys are cute. That's funny. Yes, Blue, you should come join us more. We do have fun over here. Deb and Extreme Blonde and everybody. Yes, I agree. Okay. Truth said sometimes she lets her meds wear off. Truth, I don't let my meds wear off. They just are like, bitch, I've been working so damn hard for you today that I need a break. And I think that's what's happening. I do. Okay. So just so I don't get distracted, ready? You guys, ADHD is like a thing, right? Obviously you know that, but I mean for me. Okay, over here, look at this. So I said yes to Chat GPT. What did I make a, all right, dogs, enough. Oh no, you guys, I had the windows open and I think I made a mess in the kitchen. Sorry. Okay, so on November 13th to 19th, Idaho murders and Moscow, Idaho were in the news a lot, right? So then from November 20th to the 26th, we have Idaho murders. We didn't look that up. And Kaylee again. And then University of Idaho murders. We didn't look that up either. Maybe we should look that one up. University of Idaho murders. Oh, look at that. So there's a difference. I'm glad that we looked at this because there is a difference. And then look, Bryan Kohberger, 51%. Oh, that's on December 25th. So we should expect that because he was arrested right after that. And then look over here. I'm glad that we did this because now you guys can even see over here that after he was arrested, you could start to see that all of the things are being looked into. Okay. So let me see if and then look over here. I want you guys to look over here. I don't know if you guys remember, but we started with the Google Trends thing not that long ago. And what I've noticed is that a lot of the things that we search are now coming up as trends in the dates that we searched it. Our first Google Trends was on May 17th, I think. Yeah, May 17th. And on May 17th, I think we started to make trends over here. So look at that. Congratulations, you guys. And then look, even going further. So you can look it up like we have, you know, week after week and create a trend. Look over here, Pennsylvania. That's where I'm at right now. Okay. And it's showing you over here. This is so interesting, you guys. So the red is Idaho murders, right? And the blue is Bryan Kohberger. And then we have less than 1% for University of Idaho, less than 1% for Keeley, and 1% for Moscow, Idaho. And these are some of the search things that we've been searching. So that's pretty interesting. And it gives you all the way up until today. How about that? That's actually pretty cool. So, and then we have it by subregion, and it's showing you over here. Look, the number one interest for Bryan Kohberger is Pennsylvania. Oh, wow. Can we do city? Let's see if it'll break it down into cities for us. It does. Bethlehem. Oh my gosh. You guys, he lives here. So I have this for the United States, you guys, and wow. Okay. Oh my God. I love you, ChatGPT. Ready? You guys, look at this. This is insanity. I'm so glad we did this. So I did include this low search volume areas. Let's just uncheck that for a minute so you guys can see this first. See this over here in Pennsylvania? This is where he lives. Allentown. That's literally where he lives. So somebody in Allentown was looking up Bryan Kohberger, Idaho murders. And this goes up until today, though. So we do have to keep that in mind. I wonder if we brought it back a little bit. And then over here, purple. What was purple? Moscow, Idaho. In Pullman. Hang on. So you guys, in Pullman, look at what we got. So from 11/1 to today, Bryan Kohberger and Pullman, we have 8%. The murders, we have 6%. University of Idaho, 1%. Keeley, 0%. And Moscow, Idaho, 85%. Wow. And that's in Pullman. And over here, Allentown, you guys, is Pennsylvania. That's crazy. And then if we go down a little bit further to Bryan Kohberger, let's put in city and see what it says, even though we could see it right there. So look at this. Moscow, Pullman. Moscow, Pullman. Thank you, babe. And then look over here, you guys. The other big one for Bryan Kohberger, Allentown and Bethlehem. You guys, this is where he lives in Pennsylvania. This is so weird to me. I'm so glad we looked this up. I was starting to get a little disappointed disappointed myself, not in you guys, that I wasn't finding as much. But then something reminded me about look at that. Wow. That's crazy. I'm going to change the date a little bit because this is up until today and we've done a lot of searching. So I would hate for what we did to skew any of the data. So what I'm going to do is let's make this really narrow. Let's do the date of the murders only and see what happens. Let's see what we get. So, okay. Idaho, Moscow, Idaho, of course you would expect that. In Washington, Moscow, Idaho was searched the most on, and this is just the date of the murders, you guys. All right, let's keep going. That's all we have for the, oh no, look, oh, this was Moscow, Idaho. And then homicide, Moscow, Idaho, up 600%. We're going to open that in a new tab, and I'm going to remember to share the tab this time. Wow, this is crazy. All right, ready? So look at this. So this is just the date of the murders. All right, well, we would expect that. Oh, that didn't really do as much for me as I thought it would. Oh, wait, we're in the United States. Let's look up Washington because that's really where he was. He was also in Moscow too, though. We should look up both. Okay, so over here we have a hit for Spokane. And let's see if I can no, look, there's not enough data yet for the city, which is actually good to see because I think we could see here that, oh no, hold on, let me see. Let's look up. Hold on, let me just see real quick. Let's look up. I know what I want to look up. Let's look up the different. So over here, see where it says all categories? That's where we've been looking at recently. I'm going to change this back to the United States, and then I'm going to go to the categories, and let's see what the categories are. So we have arts and entertainment, vehicles, beauty, literature, finance, food and drink, games, health. Let's see if there's any here that news probably. They have online communities. We didn't do Pappa Rodger with that. People in society. So I wonder, oh, that is so interesting. So we're going to do news. And no, see, I should just stick with myself and not trust other people. Not you guys, like ChatGPT. I was fine with all categories. I got more with all categories than I did. See, we got something more with all categories than not. However, if we did get a big result, then maybe narrowing it down like that might be good. Oh, tell me it didn't add to the stage. Oh my God. Here we go. Just so that I could show you guys. Wait, what was 130,000? Oh, the house? Is that what we're talking about? Oh my God, Truth, you're funny. Oh, thank you, Sirius. Oh, I love you, Sirius. That was so sweet of you. I'm so glad that you're here too. Have any of you guys checked out his parents' house on the real estate website? No. They bought it in 20. No, I don't think they did. So see where you said that they bought it in 2014? This is what I would say, Betsy. I think in 2014 is when they applied for bankruptcy. And I think in the bankruptcy, they got to keep their house. But I think in doing so, they had to refinance it. And that's probably what you're seeing there. With that being said, I would also say that because of that, you have to be careful when you look up some of these things because, let me give you an example. Let's say a parent of yours passes away and they leave you the house for $1. That'll come up too. So it's literally whatever you put. Well, then the furniture is hideous. That is a riot. Betsy Ross, you are one. Did you see? Wait, that's crazy. Betsy, did you see in the pictures the basement? Did you see the oh my God, Truth, what's in the basement? What's it a picture of? Isn't it where Ted Bundy's victim was? And there was a gnome right next to it. And if you guys, I don't know if you guys remember, but in 4chan, it gave coordinates. And there was like a rhyme with it about a gnome. Yes, it is in there. That's their house, Betsy, just so you know. See, this is why we all have to be together so we can come up with this shit. Betsy, that's so I believe 2014 it is. It's when they filed for bankruptcy and it's when Bryan was how old? He was 17ish and he was doing the Tappa Talk and stuff. So yeah, Kelly. So if you look up the house pictures on like Redfin or you could do it on yes, the Reddit gnome. Yes, the Reddit gnome. Yes. So if somebody could find that picture, I would wait, let me see if I could search it. Hold on. Where can I find that picture? So if you guys see the picture of his house, okay, go to the basement. On the basement wall is a huge mural of oh, what's the name of Truth knows it. Truth, what's the name of the park? It's something park, but I think it's where Ted Bundy was known to put victims, and there was a gnome. Yes, the gnome. There was a gnome in the basement. What the hell? There is. Go look at the picture. If you look at the picture, it's on the bottom right. I saw it clear as day. As soon as I saw the picture, I saw the gnome. You think his bedroom was on the first floor? It's got a den with those weird ceiling tiles that match the tiles in the hoodie pics? No way. What? Wow. That definitely is his house, Bessie. It is. And again, just in case, Callie, if you were listening or whatever, and you, I don't know what you were saying what to, but if it was, oh yeah, Wawa Wawi Park. Hi, Arlet. Good to see you. So glad you're here. Yes, that's it. I don't know how to say it either. It's like Wawa Wally Park or something like that. That's exactly how I would have said it. Truth, serious. Go watch the Israel Keys. Truth, real quick. Truth. What's the name of the place that's painted on the mural in Bryan Kohberger's basement? She'll know. What's the name of the place? It's like Wawa Wally Park or something. I'm all about the Wawa Wally Park. That was funny. All right, while we're doing that real quick, someone said the killer was in a shithole in PA on Reddit. They 1000% did. They said you could find me in a shithole somewhere in PA, and I was like, he wasn't lying. You really can see him in a shithole in PA. So wait, let me put up distinctive ceiling tiles. Wow. Bar down there and bedroom. Kitchen is open to living room, dining room, and second floor with 3 bedrooms up there. Strange. Very 80s. That is strange. Oh my God. Hi, Harlot. I'm so, yes, that's it. It's Mount Rainier. That's it. Yes, the mountain pick in the parents' basement. You guys, it's called Mount Rainier. And I believe, Truth, isn't that where Bundy like put a victim or so? And if so, you guys, that's interesting because we know that his mom wrote, I don't know if you guys know this, but his mom wrote an op-ed. Okay, so Deb's asking the memorial in the basement is not Wawa Wally Park. I don't know. I think it was Mount Rainier. I'm not sure which one it is, you guys. Now we have to figure it out. Mark's mind blown by the Google Trends. So wait, while we're figuring that out, I'm gonna put you guys back on ChatGPT so that we could see if it gives us anything else to search. Let's see. Share screen. I'm gonna share ChatGPT trends. And this is what I'm gonna do here. So let me just make sure that it's on the stage for you guys. Add to stage. Okay. So over here real quick, I am going to, let's see if it usually at the end it says like, oh, look, if you need assistance with interpreting the data or creating visualizations, feel free to ask. Okay, what can you do for me? Click and download the icon. So wait, I'm going to put, can you do searches for what you think? Bryan, you never know. So I'm asking it to come up with terms that we think Bryan Kohberger would have searched for. And one of the things that it's going to pull on is this stuff from Dateline and stuff. It says you can't directly, no shit, dummy. It says you can't directly access, no kidding, personal search history, but you can infer, which is what we're doing, possible search behavior by using trends to explore topics he may have been interested in based on publicly available details from the case. You guys, this is where I get my little pink brain from. I copy and paste it like this. Copy, paste, and I put it on everything. I love my pink brain. So how to approach it? Searches Bryan Kohberger might have made. Given the Kohberger background, PhD student in criminology, and the nature of the case, investigators believe that he may have researched criminal patterns, behavior, or forensic techniques. You can simulate this with topic-based searches in Google Trends to examine general interest and patterns. Some example search queries, again, they're writing inferred, so they're even much in their butt too. These terms can be explored on Google Trends. Okay, so it gives us a bunch of digital forensics, locations, and device related. Oh, wow. We can look up, can phone pings be tracked by the police? Turn off phone GPS tracking, how to use these in Google Trends. All right, we know how to do that. Time range. So here it goes. We're just going to bring it right there. And then while we're doing that, I'm going to put yes for this. It's asking if we want to do additional ones. Of course we do. You guys, we have to use this more often. All right, let me go to this and then I'm going to share this with you. Open link. Here we go. So the one it just pulled up was, let me just make sure I have the right one. Yes, this is it. All right, ready? And then I have to add it to the stage. I already see a hit. Okay, let's see what we got. So it looked up the United States. It looked up all categories, web search, 2022. Okay, and let's see what it has us looking up. So this is the interest over time. So let's go here. So from January 2nd to January 8th of 2022, how to get away with murder. What? And DNA evidence were both searched. Holy mackerel. Serial killer psychology. Wow, what date did they put in? Oh, you guys, they just put in 2022. I didn't realize that you could just put in a year. So this is just for 2022. That is so interesting. All right, let's look at them one by one. Compare breakdown by subregion. Okay, let's skip that because that's not really giving us much. Oh, wait, instead of doing that, what if I see if it'll give us cities? Look at that, it did. So, Gainesville. So these are the cities that it's coming up in 2022. Wait, include low search volume areas. Yeah, still like the same here. So more people in the South are searching this shit, you guys. You have to watch out for truth in them. I'm just kidding. I love you. All right, let's see what else. How to get away with murder. Let's see who was looking that up. Subregion, let's go to city. Who looks up how to get away with murder? All right, there wasn't enough there. And then let me just see what the top search was over here. Inquiry. How to get away with murder cast. What the hell is that? Oh, was there like a series? What's the difference? Oh, how to get away with a murder? What the hell is that? Oh, there's a show. Okay. All right, so there must have been a show. So that wasn't the best thing to look up, ChatGPT. This one is for forensic evidence. Let's go to city. Nope. Nothing there. I should have just stuck with myself. I'm just kidding. All right, serial killer psychology. Let's go to city. Nope. Nothing there. Let's go to subregion again and say, look again, it's over here. Let me see in Pennsylvania. Less than 1%. Let's go to Pennsylvania. So now we're just in Pennsylvania. So in 2022, remember, he gets arrested on the 30th. Oh, wow. So somebody was looking up how to get away with murder in Pennsylvania when he got arrested. Ew, and DNA evidence. You guys, somebody was looking up DNA evidence and how to get away with murder between December 4th and the 10th. And then also on April, wait, what's this big one? How to get away with murder in August. There's a huge spike. All right, we just have to see where it's coming from because I don't want to get too like, this could be him type thing. But let's just see over here. The other dates we have here are DNA evidence and how to get away with murder in September. Look at this. October is huge. And then November. Oh. Okay. All right, you guys ready? This is crazy. So do you see how people are searching this stuff all the way through? We could keep going over. If you look, there's like red on a lot of them. When I come here, we have on November 6th to the 12th, which is the day before the murder, we have a big hit on DNA evidence and how to get away with murder. When we go to the 13th through the 19th, so from November 13th through November 19th, we get 0% for everything. We're in Pennsylvania. Let's go to the whole United States and see where this is coming from. Oh, I guess that's why we did Pennsylvania, because it wasn't. Let's do Washington and see. And then I guess we could split the dates because we know that he's in Washington for half the time and Pennsylvania for the other. All right, let's look over here. So we have January. There's a lot of people looking at how to get away with murder. This makes me scared for our society. All right, the yellow one was forensic evidence. And then March. Look at these big spikes over here. We have a huge spike in May. Okay, and then we have another spike May to June. And then we don't get a spike again until June 26th to July 2nd. We have a spike in serial killer psychology. And then look at this big, huge spike, July 3rd to the 9th. So the 9th, you guys, was, I believe, the day of the pool party. We have 100% in Washington on how to get away with murder. And then we don't have anything, you guys, until November 27th to December 3rd. We have 66 for how to get away with murder. And then, what's this one? On December 4th to the 10th, he still hasn't left yet. How to get away with murder. December 11th to the 17th, DNA evidence and how to get away with murder. And then, look at that, from the 18th to the 24th and beyond, so all the way up until the 31st. You guys, the only thing that changes on the 18th to the 24th is that he leaves Washington and goes to Pennsylvania. So how coincidental is it that, wow, look at this, you guys. Look at this just like out further. So we have a spike over here in November. Wait, where was it? Here it goes. November 27th, and then again in December. And then what was a spike? Oh, when they did the pool party. And let's see exactly where it was. Instead of Metro, let's try City just to see. Oh, that Lake Forest Park again for DNA evidence. You guys, we have to figure out what this Lake Forest Park is. It comes up all the time. It's coming up for DNA evidence. And then for Seattle's coming up for how to get away with murder. So don't go to Seattle or Tacoma. There's people out there looking at how to kill and get away with. I'm just joking. Let's look at this one. So same thing. So this actually didn't bring it out any further when I went to this. It actually made it less, or not made it less. It's less in Seattle. So it's more in this Lake Forest area for how to get away with murder. And there's both in Seattle. And then let's see, DNA evidence. We're going to see if we have a city for this one. We do. Is it that same place again? Oh my God, you guys, I think there's a serial killer in Seattle and Lake Forest or whatever. So just be careful. I'm joking. Kind of. But look at that. 100% for DNA evidence. And then over here, we're going to do city, how to get away with murder. Again, all right, we're in Seattle. If that Lake Forest comes up, all right, it doesn't. So it's Seattle again. And then forensic evidence, we're going to go to city. And there's not enough for that or enough for any of this stuff. Okay. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is, let's try Idaho. And then we'll go back to the ChatGPT real quick and see, because I asked it to give us another one. Okay, so for this one, let's just look at it as a whole over here. So if we just look at this as a whole, this is compared by Metro. Let's see if they have enough for city. So the only thing that had enough for city was in Boise, Idaho. We have how to get away with murder and DNA evidence. Well, that's weird. And then DNA evidence by city. Let's see if there's enough. We do have enough for Boise again. And then let's include the low search areas. And we have Boise again. And then how to get away with murder. We're going to do city. And we have Boise again. And then when I included, oh, it's still Boise. And then forensic evidence, we're going to go to city. And we don't have enough. We don't have enough for all the other ones. Okay, let's go back to ChatGPT, see what it says, and then I won't keep you guys for much longer. Even though there's still just as many people in here, so maybe you guys are into this. I wouldn't go to any of those mountains. Can count me out. That's me. You won't find me in the mountains because in Philadelphia, you guys, it's like a big concrete jungle. So there wasn't a whole lot of animals when I was growing up. So when you go to like the suburbs, you guys are going to be like, this woman's so dumb. I'm really not dumb, I promise. Um, the eyes are so big of the friggin' bees. I'm like petrified. So no, you would not see me hiking. If somebody says that they saw me hiking, tell them they're lying. And then search for my body. Okay, let's see what this says. All right, stop screen. I'm going to add share screen. We're going to go back to ChatGPT. And we asked it to give us another one. I don't know why it doesn't just go down to the bottom. Here we go. Adjust the time range interest from June to November. You can filter by state. No kidding, we did that. Oh, you can filter by city? Oh yeah, duh. Would you like help exploring and visualizing any of these trend data sets? Yes. I'm just putting yes, and let's see what it gives us. And look, see how it says searching the web? And then it not only searched the web, you guys, but I don't know if anybody just took notice, if you caught that quickly. Let me see if I can find it here so I can show you. Access Google Trend Tool for Google Sheets. Here, we're going to give it a 5-star because it gave us some crap. Here we go. It gave us some good stuff. So programmatic access using Python. Yes. Let's do it. Yes, I need assistance. I'm going to put yes. Can you please, I always say please and thank you. Can you please run this data for me? And let's see what happens. I can't run or execute scripts directly, but I can help you get set up using Google Sheets. No coding needed, or provide a ready. Yes, let's do a ready to copy for Python. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna copy the Python script. We're then gonna come over here. We're gonna go to GPTs. We're gonna come over here. We're gonna go to Python. I am like a AI nerd, you guys. Maybe one day I'll give you a tutorial on this stuff. All right, ready? Let's see if, let's get Python run the code for us. Your script looks mostly correct for using Google Trends via PyTrends, but there are a few points to verify and potentially adjust. So quick code review and recommendations. Okay, good. All right, this is the improved version. Would you like me to run this? Yes, please. I find when you're nice to it, it's nice back. Actually, my daughter showed me, because I always tell my daughters if they're using this to say please and thank you. And my daughter showed me a news article that said that ChatGPT, I forget how much it was. It was like they spent like an extra like hundreds of millions of dollars. Oh, look, it's not up there. Of course. It's okay because I'm about to add something else. And I'll remember to add it to the stage. I have to keep remember to add it to the stage. But let me show you what it gave us for the Python. All right, I think this is the one. And then let me share. Add to stage. All right, so over here we have in ChatGPT, look, it shows you the, so I went to Python. So we were just in the ChatGPT, not ChatGPT, we were just in Google Trends. I switched over to Python so that it could run this for us. It's giving us a downloadable file. We're going to click on it. We're going to open it. I'm going to make it big. And then oh gosh, you guys, why in God's name? How do I make this? Hold on. Oh my God. It gives us in here. Oh, wait till I show you this. Hold on. Let me share the screen so I can show you what the hell it's showing me. This is crazy. Is it going to let me? Let's see. Here we go. Share. Now I have to add it to stage. Here we go. All right, ready? Let me go to this so I can show you guys. Wait, which one does it have for you guys? It has, let me just see which one it connected you to. I think it connected you to this one. It did. All right, so let me open this one bigger. So you guys, look at this. This is crazy. Okay, so over here it has Moscow. Wait, let me make these a little bit bigger, the categories. Come on, make this bigger. I'm trying to make these bigger for you guys. Hold on. Let me do view. And then we're going to do 100% and see what happens. Or no, we're not. Focus cell. On categories. Hold on, let's see. No, we don't want that. Let's do, I don't want to remove hyperlinks. I don't want to do a new script. Anyway, over here it's showing you, so the first one was Moscow, then it was Moscow, Idaho homicides on the date of 11/13. So that's the only date being searched. And it's for Moscow, Idaho homicide. Hopefully you guys could see this. It's showing you that it was on the 13th. There was 100% hit on Moscow, Idaho homicide in Moscow on the 13th. And then in Park City and Pullman. Wow. Okay, that's crazy. Let's see if I click on this. What was this one? All right, let's see if you guys could see this. Oh, I think you can. Hold on. I just want to make sure that you guys are seeing the new one. No, let me stop. This is so interesting. Oh, you're talking about weed? What am I missing? What did I miss? That's funny. These are funny. Okay. Yes, truth always goes straight to weed. Gotta love truth. Truth will be alive until, like, she's 1,000 because of it. Okay, present, share screen. I wanted to share the new one. I have to share the window. Let's do this one. And let me share this and show you guys. This is crazy. I need to use this more often. All right, ready? Add this to the stage. All right, let me show you what this one is. So over here we have, okay, so this one, the category health. This is the day. I don't know why it's saying category health. It might be because I put to highlight the categories, but look at this. So, oh no, I know why. I did this. I forgot I did this. So I went in, this is from maybe last week or the week before that we did, or maybe I did this after we got off. I don't think we looked up sociopath together, but on 8/3/22, sociopath. Oh, look, we did Ted Bundy. Did anything come up there? I saved this for a reason. On 9/22/22, there's an 82% for Bundy in Washington. And then that was all I got in that one. Let me see if there's anything in this other one that's worth showing you guys. I kept a couple of them. And then if so, I'll just change my... No, this is the one. Oh, so all I did in this other one was highlight. So let me see if I could bring this up on Google Trends so you guys could say it. Okay, back to DNA evidence. Oh my God, I feel like I've been on here forever. I apologize. So let's look up, instead of just 2022, we're going to look up, I can't believe, I didn't even realize you could do a full year there. And then look, we have archive and then past week over here, just so you guys know. So over here, we're going to change this to the day of the murder so I could show you guys something. And then I'll wrap it up. And we'll see. And then this is the thing, you guys. So let's say during the week or something, somebody thinks of something. Put in the comments somewhere. Like, I'll look at the comments before we come on next time so that I can, like the last time before we came on, I had a few things already up so that I was able to just show you what I was finding. For example, let me just show you so you guys could see. Instead of DNA evidence, we're going to edit this and we're going to put in Pappa Rodger so you could see, just so that I could show people what we were doing. When you put in Pappa Rodger, just for anybody that was, oh wait, let me change the date. And this, we're going to put in the United States. And then we're going to put in, I believe I found him first. Let's put in 11/1 just to see. And we're going to do this until 12:30. And if you do this after 12:30, you'll see that it stops. But you guys could look at my thing that I did. I did a whole thing on this. Okay, here we go. So just to show you guys, in November, let me get a Pappa Rodger. No, we didn't get anything, of course, when I'm trying to search it here. What did I do different last time? Did I spell it wrong? Why did I get, wait, I had to do something wrong. Let me go back over here. No, that's right? Change filters. Let's do Washington. Maybe that was it. No. That's so weird. Oh my God, we came up with so much. I'm going to do my own. Hold on. Let's do, just so that I don't think I'm crazy. Pappa Rodger. Oh, look, there's a huge thing here. All right, let's do not the past day. It was just showing you the past day. So let's do from 11/1/22. We should just do a full year. We'll do 22. Make it easy. Okay, so our first Pappa Rodger hit, it's saying, is between December 25th and the 31st, which I'm not buying because I got something different. Did it matter if I put in capital letters? What was it? I got so many hits last week. What did I put in different? Oh, we're still in the United States. Maybe that's it. No, Washington, I got nothing. The heck did I do last time? Let's try Idaho. I'm telling you, we got it last time. I don't know what I just did different. I had to spell it wrong or something. There's no way that nobody searched Pappa Rodger in 2022. What am I doing wrong, you guys? I'm coming back to, oh my God, add to stage. I'm looking up Pappa Rodger, sorry. What the hell are you talking about? Oh, you think it's funny to watch your friend get hammered? Do you guys want to hear something funny? I've never been. That's how much of a nerd I am. And I always said that as soon as I got my doctorate, I was going to get white girl wasted because I always heard about it but didn't really know what it was. And I didn't. How about that? So this is what I'm going to do. Wait, ready? I'm going to come to the screen. Wait, let me make myself just regular. I don't know. Oh, there we go. Hi, you guys. So I'm like so close to my microphone that I feel like everybody got like a real close up of me today. I need to get some Botox or something going on. I don't know. We'll figure it out. That's what happens when you get in your 40s, I guess. Okay, so hi, Mark. Mark, thank you again for buying me another coffee. If I come back on again this week, it'll be because I drank your coffee. Oh, Kelly said I'm not missing out. And Kelly, you look like the white girl that would tell me. I literally was like, I'm going to get white girl wasted when I graduate. And yeah, I didn't do that. But it's okay. You do not need Botox. I feel like I do. I feel like I'm getting so old. I was looking, like when I was doing the highlights, I was like, don't do a close up. It's whatever. I don't care. I've been married forever, so we're good. And I have 2 kids. And I married their dad, so go figure. I'm from Philly, you guys, so we have baby daddies. But I always tell my daughters, I definitely had a baby daddy, but I married him, so it counts, but you know, a little bit. Ava wasn't born until after we were married, but Gianna, sorry. Whatever. It was bad when the priest asked if we were living like a married couple, and my husband was like, oh yeah. I was like, oh, don't say that, dummy. I was like, he's like tricking us to see if we sleep in the same bedroom, you idiot. And then we found out like a week later that he didn't want to do the mass anymore. I was like, oh my God, we're going to have to go to Vegas. But then we found another priest to do it. We got him white girl wasted. Oh, thank you, Mark. Mark, I don't feel so gorgeous right now. You started getting gray hair, truth and time. See? How many kids do you have? You have too many kids to care. How many kids are we talking? I have two females, and they're a handful. Anybody else in here have kids? Tell me something about you guys. How about that? Since you guys know so much about me, since I'm always talking, does anybody want to share anything about you? 6. 4. What the hell were you guys thinking? My mom had 4, and she tried to tell me that being pregnant was like the best 4 years of her life. And I was like, your life sucked because I hated being pregnant. Did anybody else hate being pregnant? I hated it, like bad. Hated it. I also had toxemia, so that probably had something to do with it too. But I did not like it. So we have 3 kids. Oh, look at that. Marilyn's got 3 kids, 3 grandkids. Nice. And then Mark, my daughter graduates high school on June 5th. Congratulations. That's huge. Kelly, you have 2 kids. I'm not married to who I'm with. We've been together for almost 10 years with 4 kids together. There you go. Sometimes, you guys, being married is just, I don't know. It's like more like tradition for some people. I don't think there's anything wrong with living as if you're like as if my husband told the priest that we were living as if we were married. I'm like, oh my God, he pretty much just asked if we sleep in the same bed and you just said yes. Who else here? Mark has 1 kiddo. Sirius has a boy and a girl, and they are almost grown. Me too, Sirius. Mine are 17 and 21. I was a preschool teacher, so I definitely had plenty of birth control. Seriously, I bet. I bet. Aw, thank you guys for sharing. I love that. All right, you guys, so this is it. This is what I'll do. If you guys have anything else that you want to like search for, stuff like that, again, just leave it in the comment section. I do respond to every single comment that is like, oh, Kelly has 2 girls. How old are they, Kelly? You look like you're too young to have kids. I have to be honest. Oh my God. 7, 14. Wait, hold on. What's this? 7, 14, 17, and 20. Blue. What are you smoking? In a good way, not a bad way. I look really up to people that have more than no kids. No kids. Husband has 4 boys, 13 grandkids, and 8 great grandkids. Deb, you do not have great grandkids. You're lying. You do not have grandkids. What? Oh, you guys, I need to go wherever Deb's going. Deb, you don't look like you're old enough. None of you look like you're old enough. There you go. We could be like the young looking crowd. I can't believe you have 8 great grandkids. There's no way. I mean, I'm not saying you're a liar. I'm just saying, like, in my head, I'm like, what? Someday I'll be a grandmom too, you guys. Hubby does, not me, but I am. No, you're not. What? Deb, I swear I thought you were like 30. Isn't that funny? How many more hours do I need for my channel to get monetized? That's so funny. You just asked. I'll tell you in 1 second. He started young. Oh, I love this. I love hearing about you guys. And if anybody for some reason wants me to delete any of this, oh, thank you for telling me, Mark, that you couldn't see my graph. You're the best. You're 45 and you live in Oregon. Wow, awesome. Yeah, you don't look 65. I'm like dumbfounded. I'm about to be 47, June 27th. So my goal is to get monetized by June 27th. So let's see. Now, this is the thing, you guys. If I don't get monetized by June 27th, it's not a big deal. I'm just setting a goal for myself. I like to set goals. One bio that's 16 and newly adopted. Wow. Wow, good for you. Good for you. Wow, a newly adopted 20-year-old. I have to tell you, so in class at the one college I teach at, I don't know if Corey or anybody's here that, are my students, but they could tell you that there's a lot of students at the one college I work at in Camden County that, oh, thank you, Mark, that don't have parents the way that I would like them to have parents. So I have to be honest, I have 2 daughters, but I have about 50 student kids. And I'm not even lying. When I say that, I literally, if I tell you that I'm going to step in like a mother figure, I do. I don't lie. One of my students, it was so sweet. This was his first Christmas ever. So it's his first ever everything. He was raised as a Jehovah's Witness. So he never celebrated anything. And he just came out and stuff. Like, so this is like a first for everything for him. And I had him come to our house to do like the seven fishes for the Italian, like Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. And he like cried. It was so cute. I smacked both of my girls. I was like, "Do you see him?" I was like, "I got him a friggin', what did I get him? I got him like, I don't know. I spent like $60 on him. It wasn't anything big." And he was like crying. He was like, I went to go throw out the wrapping paper and he's like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "Wait, what?" And he kept the wrapping paper because he's like, "This is my first Christmas gift that I've ever gotten." I was like, "Oh my God." So I literally, I don't, they're not really adopted, but I would say that I am a mother figure to at least, if I'm going to be serious. So there's got to be at least 50 of them, but to like real mother figure. Seven, about seven of them. Isn't that crazy, right? Corey, look, Corey just said yes, it's my Caucasian mom. Corey is like, Corey and James are awesome. Corey, you literally are. Lucy, you're here. Lucy, I've been looking for you this whole time. Where the hell were you? Stop by, saw you. Oh, hi. Thank you, Cuff You, for coming. Lucy, I was thanking you. I don't, if you go back and you see the beginning of this live, I thanked you 1,000 times. And I told anybody that if they saw Lucy to please let me know because I wanted to make sure, and I did thank Mark, but I wanted to make sure, Lucy, that you know how grateful I am for you. Oh, you've been catching up. You have a migraine. I'm sorry, but I just wanted to tell you, Lucy, that this live today is brought to you by you and Mark. Thank you guys so much for getting me a coffees, and I appreciate you so very much. And then back to this real quick, Mark. So I have to have, let's see, drum roll. So I'm at 2,671 watch hours out of 3,000. And so I need what? That would be 29. So 329, 329. The thing is, the good thing is that this is as of, it's not as of today. It's as of the 25th of May. And since then, since the 25th of May, I've done a few lives that have gotten a few hundred views. I've done a few things. So I'm hoping that in the next couple days it goes up. This is the thing. If it doesn't and I don't get monetized by then whatever. But so Harlot, it's 1,000 subscribers and then 3,000 watch hours. So believe it or not, like not to, I had 1,000 subscribers when I didn't have very much watch hours at all. So I am very, very grateful. But a lot of people, they get stuck on the watch hours or on the subscribers. So I actually lost a few subscribers, and I think it was because I didn't realize that when I uploaded 2 of my videos this week, people are so like, I don't know, people need to like get control of themselves. So I uploaded 2 videos this week and didn't realize that I accidentally had it still on like a faster speed than I usually would upload it to. And so I did tell people to put it on like point 0.8 or 0.9 if it was too much. But I actually lost a few people, and I think that that was why. So some people were like, "Yeah, I couldn't watch this." I was like, "Okay, but you had to like unsubscribe really." Yeah, so the watch hours are key. So they did. They switch. All right, so this is the deal. They did not switch it from 3 to 4,000. So what happened was they made, so when I get to 3,000, I can do memberships, supers, and shopping because I have a clothing line. I don't, I'm joking. And then for 4,000 is when you could start getting the watch page ads and the shorts feed ads. So 4,000 to get paid from YouTube, 3,000 for other people to um, help you or whatever. But again, that wasn't even my main goal, although it is a goal for mine now because I would like to give back. Um, but oh, you know what else I decided when I first get monetized, and hopefully it'll be by my birthday by June 27th. I'm hoping it might even be sooner. Um, but when I make the memberships, just so you guys know, I am making it, and I'm going to say it now out loud so that I can't go back on this. Not that I would, but I'm just saying it. I'm going to make it whatever the lowest thing is. I think it might still be $1 for the lowest one. And that's what I plan to do. And let me tell you why. So some people are like, why would you do that? Da, da, da. I'm doing it because being a teacher at Camden County College, living in Philadelphia, right? I know what it's like to be on the struggle bus. And this community is not going to be for just certain people that can afford to be there. I literally want it to be for everybody. And I feel like for $12 a year, that's not too much. And to be honest with you, I'm that type of person that if somebody like got me on the side and was like, I would love to be part of this, but I don't have $12 for the year, I would probably pay for them just so that they could be part of this. So I really want this to be a family type thing. And hopefully we'll figure that out. And then I figured, so for the first, like, whatever, I'll have it at that. And then if I ever go up, it'll be like $1.99. But I will make sure that all of you get in there for 99 cents forever. And again, if anybody ever wanted to, and if you can't afford it, just let me know and I will pay for you. Yeah, not much at all, right? And I think that's the cheapest one. If I could have done 50 cents, I would have. It's not, for me, it's less about the money and more about building community. And again, why do I want to build community? Because I did my whole dissertation on this, and we need to have community and we need to be there to support each other, because if we're not there to support each other, right, who will be, right? So we really have to. Marilyn, let's see. That's how I feel. I haven't even started memberships. Well, Marilyn, if you do start memberships, you let me know, girlfriend. Is there a Discord link? Not yet, Blue. So Blue, let me tell you, I downloaded Discord again for the first time today after like the longest time saying I would never do it again. The last time I got into a Discord, it was like such drama. But then Daniel gave me the link, and I'm a sucker for the Drunk Turkey Show, so I downloaded it. So we'll see how it goes. If it goes well, I will wonder. I do have a Discord. It's still like I used to be like all but Dr. Vona, meaning ABD for all but dissertation. But I did a play on words and did all but Dr. Vona. But I'm Dr. Vona now. So this is why I like your channel, because you're inspirational and I love your work ethic. Thank you, Mark. Mark, I don't know what I would do without you. You're amazing. You're all amazing. All right, you guys, I'm going to wrap this up since it's 1:16, even though I could talk all night. That's the one thing Corey could tell you. I could talk for hours. And he has to like pretend like he's listening. Actually, he's an A student, so let me be honest. So I'm in my own Discord, and that's it, but I join yours. Okay, so maybe I will make one. We'll see. Jeremiah. What is up, Jeremiah? It's okay. You can watch it on the replay. You're great. Thank you again for the coffee, Lucy and Mark. I know I said thank you 1,000 times, but I am so grateful. Again, I know what it's like to be on the struggle bus. So for every coffee I get, I appreciate you so much. And I don't ever want anybody to feel like they have to do anything like that. It is my decision to stay up. Literally, truth, what time was I up till last? Like, I am literally up, you guys, working on my YouTube stuff until like 4 a.m. But I love it. I do it because I like it. Yes, replay crew. All right, you guys, look, I'm going to end this because, again, I would just keep talking and I don't want you guys to feel like you have to hang up on me type thing. I know some of you are probably like, when is she going to shut up? But I want to thank you all for being here. And I hope to see you guys again on here. Make sure everybody hits like and subscribe if you're not subscribed already. And please because I do check every single comment, it comes right through my phone. Put anything in there that you guys are thinking of throughout the week. Go back. Oh, you're my favorite, Truth in Time. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Mwah. Have a great weekend. Be safe. Do something I wouldn't do, like get drunk. Oh, I love you, Blue. Night, everyone. I'll be back soon. Don't worry. Good night, everyone. Thank you so much. And thank you, Truth, for being my lonely mod. I hope it wasn't too much. I don't think it was. It was only like 24 people. But we'll see. Thank you, guys. Have a good night. I don't want to hang up. Please like, subscribe, and share if you enjoyed this so that I can continue to bring you content. Thank you so much.